moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this. I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this. I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chants, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Thank you once again. Thank you for finding the time to be with me for another edition of the Chelsea News Roundup show. I do hope you're all doing well. Today we'll talk about more about Jorrel Hato, more address some commentaries out there. We'll also talk about Xavi Simons and possibly Alejandro Garnacho to Chelsea Football Club, Nkunku's future, and some other stuff we have lined up. And we don't have too many stuff lined up for today, but you know how we operate because we keep it interactive here. Chances are we'll talk a lot about the little stuff we have to talk about. So, but more importantly, welcome. I do hope you're all doing well, and thank you once again for finding the time to join us. Let's see what we have here. Cole Palmer, the first person, as usual. Hardly ever again, you are always the first person to arrive here. And he reads, the owners should stop messing around and get the Xavi deal done. It's giving me a list at 2.0. I'd rather we not overpay. We can go into the season without him. If we get him, better. If we get Xavi, fine. But I think we'll get the deal done. So relax. The same way a lot of people were in a hurry, pushing the club to pay the money and get Jorrel Hato. We didn't do that, but we got our man for 37 million pounds. So same for Xavi. He wants to leave. He wants to join Chelsea specifically, and the other clubs aren't interested currently because he's made it clear he wants to join Chelsea. And I did see something saying that Xavi Simons to Chelsea is around 75%. That's the here we go meta. For me, that's a good sign. But that's by the way, and Coach Joe Anyumadu, thank you once again. I appreciate you for finding the time to join the show and for reposting the show. I cannot thank you enough. That will go a long way for us. The captain of the community, Constantine Dante. I am not talking to you. Just leave me alone. But big up, man. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this evening. How are you doing, man? Still in Dubai, I'm guessing.
Big up, coach. Yeah, still in
Big up
Dubai.
to you too.
Yeah, still in Dubai till to no till Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night.
Wow, some fun. Uh, my wife is planning one, and I really do not want to go. Not just solely because of the show, because we're in the transfer window now. I can forfeit that, go down, make sure, but there are all the stuff. But we'll talk back end now, right now. Without wasting much of your time, people, we'll start talking about the items we have lined up. The first one, Mark Gui. We did talk about that. We did discuss this at length. Not at length.
Mhm.
You can say we did talk about it yesterday, and this is from Fabrizio Romano, and he reads: Sunderland have agreed to sign a Mark Gui on loan from Chelsea. A good loan for him. Even if Jackson ends up leaving, I still think, it would be better of him going out on loan. As long as we find that, you can say, we get the club that's loaning him to sign a contract that guarantees he gets to play and continues to develop. I think that'd be awesome. But that's right, way, Dante. Let's hear your thoughts. I think it's a good thing, really.
Yeah, and we actually talked about Sunderland quite a bit about it. I brought up Sunderland. I said they would be pretty good the way they're moving in the transfer window, the players they're getting, the way they want to play. I
They want
think,
to stay up.
yeah, to stay up. But they signed some really good players as well. So a couple of youngsters I really rate as well. Hopefully they'll get over the line as well. So actually, I think I'm pretty confident they'll stay up if they sign a couple more of those players I said. So yeah, look, good signing for him. It will also depend if they sign another striker. If they don't, well, he's going to get a lot of minutes. If they do, that might cut down a little bit, but of course, a long season, so he should still get quite a bit of time.
Do you know their squad? They don't have any. I mean, from what if you know their squad? Do you think he gets good enough game time there?
Yeah, currently, I think he would. I think he would get if they do sign another striker. If they go for like a bigger name striker, maybe that'll reduce obviously a bit, but I still think he should get quite a bit of game time. Even so, the way they want to play, I think he'll be very useful to the coach. I can see him coming on pretty much nearly every game. Maybe not starting. If a new striker comes in, if they sign like a bigger name striker, maybe he won't be starting as much. But if they don't, well, I see him basically coming on every game as a substitute, basically, or starting every now and then. So yeah, I think Chelsea learned their lesson with some of the loans they've sent before. I don't think they would have loaned him if they didn't get a bit of a promise back saying he'll play at
I
like a
mean, not
certain.
even gentleman's promise. You could say a clause inserted in the deal, just like one of our. I can't remember what court player exactly. That if he doesn't play certain amount of minutes, that they pay a fine. So I think we'll do that because we like him. The club likes him actually. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. They like him. They want to keep him. They don't want to sell him. They want to loan him out because he's still part of the future plans. So Look, he's on. I think he's on 50,000 a week, which is a pretty high salary for his age.
And we've heard already that they will cover 100% of his salary, right?
And they're covering 100%. So that 50, it's not big, but it's not that small either. So that's coming off the books as well. So I think it's a great win-win for everyone, to be honest. Maggie gets Premier League experience, which I think is important. I saw a lot of fans not liking this move. They wanted him to go to the Championship, but for me, playing the Premier League, at that pace, at that against those players, I think that's going to be much more beneficial for him, in my opinion, in the Premier League, not the Championship. So, yeah, win-win for the club, win-win for Gear. I think, I think it's good all round. It's a great deal all round, in my opinion.
Yeah, very good for him. He's a good player. It just I think before the season started, the just concluded season, you knew he wasn't going to play that much given his age. But injuries we had as during the course of the season could have led to him playing a lot more. But unfortunately for him, the day Jackson got injured, he got injured too. I could not believe what happened on that day. He was quite unlucky, and that would have been, you could say, good enough. The opportunities that he would have had throughout the remainder of the season from the games in the season from the time Jackson got, was it Jackson that got injured or who, or
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it
yeah.
it was Jackson? Yeah. So with you could say could have been enough for the manager to look at him and say, "Yeah, we're good. Jackson can go." But he was unlucky. But Bobby, a big up to you and thank you for finding the time to join us on the panel this evening. I do hope you're doing well. You should be in bed, but yeah, your love for the club and the game keeps you awake. But I appreciate that, even though it's pro bono, Bobby. But thank you for joining us. Your thoughts on Gui going on loan to Sunderland? Uh, what do you make of it, Bobby?
Big up, guys.
Big up, bro.
Big up,
Yeah, I
Bobby.
mean, we said yesterday that the Sunderland move would be the best move for him,
Mm,
and it's happened. I think he will get game time there, um, and it'll be a good exercise in actually playing in the Premier League for him. So, on face value, it looks like a very good move.
mm. Thank you so much, Bobby. More importantly, I do hope you're doing well. I don't remember asking you that question. So, Mark Gui, good luck to him. Mark Gee, not actually Gui, but good luck to him. So, finally, Osimhen, I don't know why again, but let's talk about it. Galatasaray have officially announced Osimhen's salary, 15 million euros. That is 12.9 million pounds per season, or £250,000 a week on a 4-year deal, a loyalty bonus of 1 million. That's 860 1 million euros. That's 860 million pounds. Image rights a fee of 5 million. Not bad. It's still, to an extent, still, again, he didn't join us because, yeah, he didn't want incentivized contract, I must say. I don't think the size of the salary itself was an issue, but I don't know if any of you, if you're interested in talking about what we're looking at on the screen here, go ahead. If not, we'll move on to the next item we have lined up. And people, we don't have a lot lined up, but yeah, if we get done, if we exhaust the items we have lined up, we'd go news hunting or maybe start a Q&A as usual. But Dante, I don't know, you have anything to add to this,
Mm.
or Bobby?
£400,000 per week net. Yes, that's something to add, probably. I
Is that
think.
400 a week?
Yes.
No, £250,000 a
Sorry,
week.
€400. Sorry, €400.
Okay.
€400,000 net per week. Yep. No one's paying that. I'm sorry. Only Saudi Arabia would pay those type of
So you
fees for
don't
him.
believe Galatasaray? Okay, I don't get it. What he wanted? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, everybody said that it's not about the money. Well, it kind of is in a way because he's getting a lot of money there. Like I said, there's no club in probably Europe that would pay him that money. Uh, Maybe like a Real Madrid, Barcelona, if they really, really, really wanted him. But no, that's not the case. Only Saudi Arabia can pay that money, and Turkey, obviously, Galatasaray can. They have different ways of doing that if they can get a player. and they
They
have,
have
but
money, really.
that's a
Galatasaray need to
lot
have
of
money.
money. I don't see any Premier League club paying that. That's Holland money, basically.
Yeah.
Even
Anyway,
more,
good luck
actually,
to
a little
him.
bit more.
I didn't want in the first place. I didn't want us to sign him, and I did. And at the time, I think I did explain to people why that's it for me. But that's by the way, Bobby. I don't know you want to say anything about that or move on. Minister of Enjoyment. That's what IB is calling you, Dante.
Minister of Enjoyment. Okay.
Yeah, because he heard you're still again on vacation. Okay, it doesn't look like Bobby wants to add anything to this. I mean, it has nothing to do with Chelsea. It's just that, yeah. But let's see what else do we have here. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes that do go a long way. 10 likes, 39 people following the show on YouTube. On total, we have 124. 39 on YouTube. The rest shared between X and Facebook, whether equally, I do not know. So this one, I don't believe it. And I'm gonna keep saying that Sanchez is a better goalkeeper than Donnarumma, and I won't stop saying that. But of course, he won the Champions League, right? Won League One and the other trophies they won that same season under Luis Enrique. But one all again, you could say head to head, Sanchez proved that he's a better goalkeeper. He was crappy on the day actually, and he's shity on the ball, but I don't know why Chelsea fans believe that he's better than Robert Sanchez. He's not. Robert Sanchez is an excellent shot stopper. It's just that yeah, I get it. He's not that good on the ball, but he can be good in terms of with regards to his distribution, especially long balls. Actually, he had that in him. At Brighton, even before we signed him, that was one of the his attributes that we discussed mainly. We knew
Yeah.
he was good at it. For me, I'd say his only issue, notable issue, is the occasional lapses in concentration, which I've said here a few days. I did say here a few days ago that I said the same thing. Someone said that. Well, I think it was Maresca when asked about Robert Sanchez's lapses in concentration and the sort of mistakes he made. He makes he did say his response was something to the effect of that, yeah, he's the sort of goalkeeper that he save you a lot more points from his shot stopping abilities than lose you a lot from his mistakes. And I'm inclined to believe that's the case. Since mid-season to the end of the season and at the Club World Cup, we've seen a lot of improvements. One of the most important improvements for me, high claims. That helped us a lot to deal with set piece situations, and he continued with it during the Club World Cup here. So I'm happy with Sanchez, and that be more of the case actually if we can continue to develop defend as a unit. As we proved we could do it during the Club World Cup, I don't think will be the goalkeeping department. I don't think will be an issue for us. But that's just my opinion anyway. Dante, let's hear you.
Yeah, look, you said in the World Cup final, head to head. Well, yeah, with the ball at their feet, yeah, I mean, we know Sanchez did that mistake late on when the game was finished, but other than that, he did very well. Donnarumma actually did very well. They actually kept the score down for Paris Saint Germain. It could have been 5-6-0 to be honest, if he didn't make some world class saves. So yes, Donnarumma he's got that in his in his locker. He's one of the top shot stoppers as well. That's his strength. He's got the long reach. But yeah, playing the ball like he's way worse than Sanchez, like way worse than Sanchez. And if you press him, yeah, especially in the Premier League, well, yeah, it's not gonna be good at all. So for the salary he wants, and for the price tag he'll come with, let's not forget the
And
price tag,
plus, it's not
and
an
then
upgrade to
it's
Sanchez.
not that big of an upgrade. It's not worth paying him what he wants, 250 a week. That's just we're not going to do that, and paying obviously a fee on top of that. So, and it won't be cheap because it'll probably be around the 50 million. So yeah, it's not worth spending that. And just a little, you're basically signing a very similar shot stoppers, probably Sanchez slightly better, but I think I've seen Donnarumma on many occasions really bail out PSG with his saves. So he's a world class stopper as well, in my opinion. But yeah, playing with the feet, way, way worse than Sanchez. So if you even it out and you look at the stats, it's not really upgrade to say so. So especially
It's
like I
not
said,
worth it.
it's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it in my opinion either. So no, if you're gonna upgrade, you're gonna someone that's a very good shot stopper, but is also really good with his feet as well. Like Manyan is one of those. Probably Costa from Porto is another one. They're the only really two that you would say that's a massive upgrade. Otherwise, no, there's no point doing that.
Yeah, I mean, can we do better than Sanchez? Yeah, but it's that person, Donnarumma? No, it's not. Honestly. But Bobby, let's say if you want to add anything to that before we give the microphone back to those in the live chat session. Go ahead, Bobby.
No, we're not doing the Donnarumma deal. I can tell you that because
Hmm.
the wages, as Dante said, is not complicit with what the club is doing. The pathway being molded.
Sounds like Bobby is dozing off, and I mean he's human. Um, So I'm gonna keep. Let's see. Where did we stop? Or did we stop? Okay, this brother here is suggesting we sign Ederson. Okay, he's a good goalkeeper, but salary also will be an issue. And whether the manager likes him, I don't know if I can trust his shot stopping ability. Actually, I have to be honest. Stav is saying, Coach, do you get what net means? I mean, maybe I will learn now. It it does. Jesus Christ. Okay. It doesn't it doesn't include the 45% tax which the club pays. It's the gross amount. That's an issue. In Turkey, it won't apply. All right, thank you, but I get the point there. Yeah. Thank you for that, Stav. I just had
I
to
like
laugh.
Steph. He always comes in with facts, never says
Yeah,
hello
yeah.
to anyone, just
Stav,
comes in and
fact is his
goes
thing.
hard
Yeah.
with facts.
Yeah, up big to you too, Ty. I do hope you're doing well. And all the individuals. That's another way to say it. I haven't seen that before. But Ty, nice to see you. Greetings from Nigeria. Chelsea should
Of
assign
World Cup.
Xavi Simons. Do I think it happens? I think it will happen. I'd say as I think I'm just
Can you
gonna
not
go.
hear me?
Yeah, you were
Now
hearing
you're
you.
back.
All of a sudden, you went off.
No, I've been talking and talking. I didn't know I was talking to myself. I was
All right,
talking
just
about
just two more
Sanchez.
comments here, Bobby. Nobody wants Ganacho. He is whatever you say there. I don't think that's the case, really. And was but just that's by the way. And we have Tyrant FX. Diego Costa is the only Diogo. You mean is the only goalie I think I would love. I'd take him. Yeah, but not Donnarumma. But Bobby, let's hear you. You were saying something, and at some point we stopped hearing you.
Well, at length, I was praising Sanchez and saying that I'm backing him as the keeper for next season.
Mhm.
All the stuff I was saying, I've forgotten about it now. Let's move on. I
I
mean,
think you did mention his salary. You did say you agree with Dante mentioning that his salary would be an issue. That's all I
Donnarumma,
can remember. Yeah.
yeah, Donnarumma, the salary. I don't think he's as good a goalkeeper as his size dictates. I think he's very error prone. Yes, he's a good shot stopper with his wingspan, but is that enough? The Premier League is a very high pressured league. Sanchez is used to that. I think we could do worse. I think Sanchez is better than people are giving him credit for. And he is a goalkeeper that can take you to win the Premier League.
Hmm.
As I pointed out, he was the person in goal when Chelsea got up to second in the league. And but for the injuries, the further injuries, may I add, to key players, especially the two strikers, we would have sustained that position, maybe even gotten either closer to Liverpool or probably even challenged Liverpool because Liverpool waned towards the end of the season. So I think the goalkeeping area, let's forget that. He's there. We have a goalkeeping coach that likes him. The manager likes him. Let's go with him.
And he's improved, more importantly.
He has very, very much improved. Donnarumma, I'm not convinced. I've never liked him as a goalkeeper. I really haven't. And you know me, I like big guys. I think big guys are very important for the Premier League, but they must be effective. There's a reason he's parting ways with PSG.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think, I really don't think it's all just down to him. I think the club have got their eyes on someone else,
they
and
actually, I
someone,
think they've completed the deal already, or maybe
They've
on the
signed the
verge
keeper
of.
already. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm
yeah.
not
So,
sure it's all
Bobby,
just
you're very
down to him.
correct. I don't know why people aren't asking the question, why is Luis Enrique not too eager to give him a new contract or PSG? Let's just mention the parent entity, not the manager. They because he just had to Enrique just had to do with what he had and take his time to find the goalkeeper that properly, you can say, suits the way he likes to play properly.
Yeah.
Donnarumma, if you remember Bobby, I think he was as far back as what's his name? As far back as the days of Blue Lunge. I was saying I don't trust him in terms of his ability on the ball.
Hmm.
That's not his a thing. Even as a shot stopper, I don't think he's actually improved as much as I believe. Again, I've always believed he should. Again, he hasn't gotten to that level. I think he should be because he emerged onto the scene, onto the big stage early on in his career. He's still very young, actually. So chances are he improves. But yeah, I don't think we need him. But go ahead.
We don't need him. I think that's the operative word. Need. We don't need him. And we don't need to unsettle the squad. You know, Sanchez is very much a part of this squad. We need to be looking for that stability now. We bought a lot of players this summer. There's a lot to settle in still, yet again. And I'm not having that with personally. I'm not having that with Donnarumma. I don't think it's necessary at all.
Yeah.
There's something I DM'd you. You were about to talk about Xavi Simons from Ben Jacobs. You know, he was
Mhm.
hinting that the deal could come under threat by the Sesko deal. So it was an interesting take he had on it. He said, "Look, Chelsea need to get this deal done quickly because if Sesko goes, the price will definitely go up even more because Leipzig will want to hold on to him. They wouldn't want to lose both him and Sesko."
Yeah, two important players in the same window.
Exactly. So all this posturing that Chelsea is doing,
Just
yeah,
leave
I
it.
I
They
can
don't care about
understand.
that. They care about money. They don't care about that.
They don't care about what.
Losing Simmons on top of Sesko, that's not a problem for them.
Well, they
That's
care
what they
about
do.
money, but the money will go up, and Chelsea don't want to pay more than the money will definitely go beyond 70 million.
Dante, what do
Um,
you make of that theory that Bobby just presented right now? I did see the post actually. What do you
yeah,
make of the
Depends how you look at it.
theory?
I mean, they're going to
Which
get a
it's
lot
usually
of,
common.
yeah,
Again, it's common sense or common knowledge that clubs, let's say, especially clubs like Chelsea or some, you could say most clubs don't want to. They don't want to lose two important players in the same window. But with Leipzig, Dortmund, you could argue it's somewhat different with them. They are known to nurture players and sell them. Sometimes I think there's been a time they sold at like three in the window, two. That
exactly,
period they
yes.
sold. At that period, Dortmund sold Dembele to Barcelona. I think they sold about three high-profile players. But I think this thing Bobby is concerned about. I think probably the our scouts they were aware of that. They were aware that there might be chances are if they it can if what's his name Sheshko leaves and we're still negotiating for Xavi, the chances are the price could go up. But I don't think they just moved the goalpost like that because we've already started talking, and if I do believe that by now we know how much they're looking to make from the sale of the player. But that's let's hear your perspective on that on Bobby's theory and concern.
Yeah, look, I look at it a little bit different. I mean, just what you said there, Dortmund, Leipzig especially, they're seller clubs. They just sell 2 to 3 players, key players, nearly every season. That's not a problem for them. They always have a pipeline of players coming in and backups that will take that spot, or they will buy someone else, another young player, and pay pretty good money for them that they think they can sell in 2 years' time with another profit again. So yeah, look, I don't think that's the case, and I think if they do sell Sesko, Sesko's, they want a lot of money for Sesko. I think that's way overpaying for Sesko, in my opinion. The
Which you
money
could
they
argue reflective of the fact that they're not serious about selling him.
That's one they can probably still keep. I think Xavi's a little bit. Yeah, he's not. He's got 2 years left on the contract, 2.5 years.
And Sesko have been reluctant to actually move to the Premier League for about three,
Exactly.
four
So
seasons right now.
yes, I think they're fine losing both, but I think Simmons will get done first anyway. I don't see that. I think that'll probably get done by, in my opinion, in the next few days. That'll be done. So before the preseason starts. So yeah, look, I don't see it like that. I think if they do sell Sesko, they're actually going to make so much money off Sesko that that's not a problem for them at all, to be honest. And yeah, of course they want the 70, and I think he's worth 70 because, like I said, they paid 50 for him 2 years ago. So yeah,
Simmons,
they want.
right?
And PSG has a clause in there that they get a cut as well. They get a percentage as well. So
Aha, Bobby, do you hear that? PSG does have a clause.
yes,
For who?
So yeah, so which means
Simmons.
Dortmund will be, Leipzig will be looking for a lot more because they know once PSG takes theirs. So I think he's not going to come cheap.
No,
Who?
I think he'll hit
Simmons,
that 70, close to
because
70,
listen,
because
Bobby,
otherwise they're not
they
making
paid
hardly any money.
60,
Well,
right?
well,
How
that's
much?
that's
60
the
million
point I'm
euros for him,
making.
right?
That's the point I'm making.
Yeah. But go
You
ahead,
know,
Dante. We'll come back to you. You were the one that asked us the question. So let's hear Dante's opinion. We'll come back to you so that we can understand why you're concerned. Because yeah, definitely you're concerned from what I've heard, from how you said it. But go ahead, Dante, so we can hear Bobby's opinion on the situation.
So yeah, look, it's not a secret. Chelsea know that already. I mean, they know that. They're obviously trying to. That's their evaluation. They think he's more in the 60 range. But I don't see Leipzig selling 60 because they're making no money that way almost. So I don't think they're going to sell that. They want that 70.
So your
But I
final
think
thoughts?
we
Do you
will
think
end up.
we'll end up getting him?
No, I think we'll end up paying it. I think we'll end up getting very close, and probably the add-ons will be a bit more significant. So you might see like a 65 plus 15 or something like that. So I think we'll still get it done, and I think that's why it's taking longer because of that sell-on clause PSG has. They're involved in it as well, so that makes it a little more difficult. And like I said, because they bought him 2 years ago for 50 million. Well, yes, they have to try to get as much as possible. So yeah, that's basically it. But like we said, they're a seller club. It doesn't matter if they sell 2 to 3 key players every season. That is not an issue for them. They have no problem. They've got a massive pipeline of young players to fill in.
Yeah. Bobby, let's hear you. You seem concerned about it, but I think it's important to understand that PSG clause inserted that's in his current contract for me. That's a huge issue, but I don't think we'll miss out on him. His case doesn't differ that much from that of Jorrel Hato because he wants to join us and us alone. And I heard Bayern inquired, but probably when the moment they realized that that his priority is to join the Premier League, specifically Chelsea, they stayed out. Arsenal, the same thing. But let's hear you, Bobby.
well, I was just regurgitating Ben Jacobs' video. He was of the impression that Bayern were kind of distracted by the Luis Diaz deal, and
Hmm.
Arsenal was distracted by the Eze deal. I'm not sure exactly when that video was released, whether it's a recent video or it's a video that was some weeks prior to current events, because the Diaz deal's done, although the Eze deal's still in the pipeline.
And coup falls
And
through, actually.
what could fall through?
Eze's deal, there was somebody did talk about a certain clause on his current Crystal Palace contract that
Yeah,
makes it even more difficult for Arsenal to
the
sign him.
the buyout clause that Arsenal don't really want to meet.
Yeah,
But
Mm.
that
exactly.
doesn't mean anything, just like with the Simmons and Chelsea deal. Eventually, if they really want Eze, they'll pay that that buyout clause.
Hmm.
And if Chelsea really wants Simmons, they probably will find a way to pay that 70 million, which is the point in question, and which is what um, um, Ben Jacobs was alluding to. The cut a long story short is the deal needs to get done quickly, and indeed it does
If we
because
really want him.
yeah, I mean, preseason starts on Monday. It's not fair on the player or good for club integration for him to be turning up when preseason has already started. Get him before the preseason to start preseason with his teammates and the coach, and to start the integration process. So let's see what happens. Dante seems fairly confident it will be in the next few days. Look, even Ben Jacobs was saying the next few days. So, I just raised the issue. I'm not,
Yep.
I'm not really that
Concerned.
committed. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not committed to it either way or the other. I just thought, oh, this could be a consideration and a reminder that the club, we've been talking about Xavi Simons for I think about a month now. Um, we need to sort it out. It's just it's even boring now. It's like the Hato thing. It got so boring. Everybody had their fill of that thing, and suddenly they were relieved by the here we go. Xavi Simons is the same thing. We're sick of hearing, oh, the deal is close.
But
Get the
here's the thing,
deal
Bobby.
done. Let's
An
move on.
hour ago, Bobby, just to add to give you some information to work with. Maybe you could say the completion meta, or it's called actually the here we go meta. The zone. They called that one. So it was. I think it was 2 days ago. Fabrizio did say that Xavi Simons to Chelsea. He did say it was 70%, and
70.
today rest by 5%. It says Xavi Simons to Chelsea now has 75% chances of happening. So it's increasing. And what
Well,
something else that
this is
gives
the
me
thing
hope is the
that
relationship
gets.
with Leipzig and Chelsea. I
Yes,
think
coach.
we shouldn't take that for
Tapping,
granted.
you're tapping him now.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's good,
You're
and
tapping him, coach, now. That's what exactly what I was gonna say.
the fact that they want some Chelsea players. I'm not saying it's looking bad. What I
No,
am
no,
saying
no.
is that
It's a
people are
good
fed up with
conversation to
it.
have. Let's try and make sense whether it's actually going to happen or not. So I'm happy you brought that up, Bobby. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're just tired of it. Yeah, it's getting closer. Well, it's been getting closer for weeks now. I've just looked at your friend. Is it you? You like to quote it? No, it's not Chelsea Dodgers. You like it's the other guy.
Oh,
He
Vince.
Vince. People are talking about this 75% or I mean, this is just
This is
it's
social
just
media these days, Bobby. It's a
yeah,
wrap.
They're making the heck out of
Yes.
that subject, really.
yeah. It's
Just to
tedious.
add to the before coach was about to tap in, the relationship between Chelsea and Leipzig is very good and very strong. If we remember the Nkunku deal specifically, no one Nkunku did his medical like weeks before that, nearly a month before, and no one knew he did a medical nowhere. They kept it all hush hush, very hush hush. They worked close together quite a lot back in the Werner deal. So yes, they have a very good relationship, and I think that's very key in this as well because yeah, they don't. They're not going to let too much other information out. They didn't in the other two deals, and they're not in this deal. But every time we've dealt with them, they've got their player. So I'm pretty confident that it will get done. It's just a little bit of haggling, like I said, because they want a bit more to cover the percentage from PSG. It's going to happen. They're basically 10 million apart from what everyone's saying, the big journalist. That's not much, to be honest, at a deal like that. So, like I said, easily add-ons. They're probably haggling over add-ons, and I think it'll get done. Wouldn't be surprised if it's probably in the next couple of days, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Yeah, Bobby, go
mean, but
ahead. You want to say something?
we're all fed up with it. I mean, I've just seen the here
I
we
think we're
go has
just being
happened.
typical. We're just being typical fans, or typical
Well,
fans.
yes and no. It is boring. It's tedious now, coach. We've got the here we go for João Paulinho to Tottenham,
Because that's not
albeit
important, Bobby. What keeps? Do you think our owners and that? Do you want to keep Chelsea in the headlines everywhere, or do you want to just get it? I
Yeah,
think,
and chances are some
yeah,
people are actually saying that the deal is already done.
pretty
yeah,
much some of the really
some
big
people
accounts that
are
they keep.
saying that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Um, but some people are saying that, but I'm just saying from a personal point of view,
Hmm.
I find it tedious now. We've been hearing the same thing over and over again.
Not a
You
patient
know,
man, Bobby.
yeah, I mean, gosh, a month isn't that patient enough? It is what it is. It will happen when it will happen. But for me, I'm like, okay, enough already. Let's
Here's where
just.
I'm with Bobby. I want it to happen. If it's going to happen, let it happen as soon as possible. So yeah, he can start settling in immediately.
Mm,
Because the longer it takes, I don't think it's good for the player.
Of
But
course.
here's the thing:
Yeah.
I'm not concerned. I've always, again, over time, I've learned transfers can get complicated, especially in this case, realizing that PSG does have a clause, a salon clause, which for me complicates the whole thing. So they would want a lot more money so that, yeah, if they pay 60, you can imagine it. Let's say PSG has 20% sell-on clause. So it complicates the whole situation. I think we'll get the deal over the line. Um, I think to some extent, I'd say, even though I do see it as a priority, um, signing for us. At the same time, we can go into the coming season and still be all right. But definitely signing him increases our chances of winning something next season. Because he brings balance. He's a different profile from all the players we currently have. Even he, I get it. He's a more he's like a creator, just as but they're different though. Cole Palmer, but he's very. You could say, I think it'd be correct to say he's very different from Cole Palmer because he contributes defensively a lot more than Cole Palmer. No, but in terms of winning the ball in the final third in the opposition area, Palmer does that very well too. That's one of his things. But go ahead, Bobby. If you want to add to that, let's move on. Let's move on to the next item.
No, we can move on.
Okay. All right. We have Barasa Yatsar. Looks like a Galatasaray fan. He says, "Don't know you might deal with Galatasaray." Okay, good luck to him. I don't want him at Chelsea for reasons I've explained, and I don't believe actually that we're looking to sign him. Big up to you too, Shay Wendy. I do hope you're doing well. He's saying Dante and Bobby, and I like how she spelled your name. Big up, Coach. Big up, Don't and Bobby.
Don't
It's a
Dante.
I
Yes,
know
I like
it's a
to call
mistake.
Dante.
It happens to all of us. I don't mean to laugh at you, Shay Wendy. We all make mistakes, actually. It's your devices, smart devices that aren't smart after all, trying to prove that they know what you're thinking. This year, Champions League win, Galatasaray. Wow, because you guys have Osimhen. Okay, we'll see. Sign Osimhen, sign Dono. You might think you win Champions League. I mean, it's possible. I think the
Who else did
league
they
this
get? They
year,
got
Mourinho will shock you guys this season.
they got Sane. They got Leroy Sane as well from Munich.
Oh,
He's
on loan or on a permanent?
I think permanent. I think
From Saudi
35
Arabia to
million. I think something
Galatasaray
like
on a
that.
permanent. Okay. Here's something I want to tell you. I don't think you guys are gonna win the league. You know Mourinho. I don't know. I see. It just seems as if it takes him the first season to get used to the league, and then the following season, he wins it. I think Mourinho he will win the title in the following season. Believe me, and you will be shocked. But maybe Champions League you can, but for the league, I remember I told you Mourinho will win it. Gary Day says, I'm not sure Donnarumma is the right fit. I would be looking at who's this? I don't know this particular goalkeeper. Dante, do you know him?
Yeah, Restes from what's the French? I can't, forgot the club. Sorry, they play with the purple. Um,
Purple?
yeah, they play the purple kit. That's it. I can't remember the name. I'm trying to think of the name. Sorry.
What league?
No, French league. French league. He's one of the most gifted, sort of young, up and coming. Him and Chevalier.
Why?
They signed.
Why?
PSG
But
signed.
PSG didn't go for him. They went for another goalkeeper, didn't they?
Yes, they went for Chevalier. That's the other one that's pretty a little bit more older and a little bit more, a season. So still very young, but small season. Rest there's a lot of clubs having on the list as scouting. He's the next big thing to come out of France. One of the young, so he'll probably move in the next couple of years to a big, big club. That's his trajectory. We'll see who that is, but yeah, he's very highly rated. This young goalkeeper.
Hmm. All right, more likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes and the stream. The likes that do go a long way. 22 likes, we can do a lot better than that. We have 58 people following the show on YouTube. If half of you like the video, would have at least 25 and more. Let's see what else do we have here. Hi, good morning to you too, Taco. Nice to see you. Shay Wendy saying, what about if Robert Sanchez next season becomes like Cucurella? I mean, you could say it has started already. The signs are good. Honestly, his performance, that final, my goodness, I could not believe it. He didn't look like he was going to concede. Point blank efforts. He saved them all. And he's always had good reflexes. I think, as I've said here 1,000 times, is his biggest issue is that occasional lapses in concentration, passing the ball to the opponent, or you can argue down to him not calculating. You could say how close the opposition players are to the passing lane, the possibility of them obstructing his pass to his teammate and all that. But I think if we can simplify things and not risk too much, I think he'd do well. He would do well. Whenever called upon, he'd show that yeah, he's there between the sticks, and he will. It has started already, in my opinion, honestly. But let's see what else do we have here. We have Shiratri Taco says Alejandro Garnacho can join Chelsea. It looks like it's going to happen, but we'll get to that in a bit. Donnarumma can join Chelsea. We don't want Donnarumma. You take him. I think Shea Wendy is laughing when I said how she spelled your name. Don't, and that's what I'm going to be calling you from
No,
now on.
don't.
Ominyi Godwin, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and we appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Express yourself. Feel at home. All we ask of you is to keep it civil here. Your opinion matters. Thank you, and thank you so much. My camera just went blank, but I can still see the signal here on the switchboard. So I'm not sure what's going on
You're
because
frozen on the screen. Yeah,
sorry.
you're frozen.
Yeah, but you can hear my voice, right?
We can hear you, but you're frozen. Your picture's
Yes, so I'm
frozen.
not
Yeah.
sure what happened. Again, I muted my cam, let it back on. But once you guys start speaking, maybe I'll go out and come back in. Chelsea to sell Marco Correa? No. And I'm happy we're going to give him another contract. Hopefully he accepts it. Hello to you too, Kings. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining us. My camera is back, so I just had to be patient. So Donnarumma to Chelsea, I don't think it happens. I think French outlets are trying to see if actually was seriously interested in signing him. He looks more like he's going to end up at Manchester United. But I don't know why his salary isn't a problem for them, Dante.
Who? Donnarumma?
Yeah.
I don't think he ends up at Manchester United, to be honest.
You don't think he ends up there?
No, like probably Galatasaray, or don't be surprised he goes to Saudi.
Go there stay there for a year or two and then run back to Europe. All right, Fabrizio Romano once again. It looks like Garnacho to Chelsea is going to happen. I think if we end up not signing him, it'd be because down to the asking price. Because I don't think they'd be in a hurry to sell him. His salary isn't an issue. He's only on 50K, right, per week.
Only on 50K, correct? Yes.
50K, not 150K.
50, yes.
So yeah, they're not going to be in a hurry to sell him. So I don't think we'll get him for cheap. But let's read this. This reads, Garnacho remains a strong topic internally at Chelsea, a name being mentioned on daily basis internally at the club. And also, Alejandro Garnacho is a serious possibility for Chelsea this summer. I don't know how the three sentences differ, but that's okay. But that's Jesus Christ. But that's okay. It doesn't matter anyway. So here's the thing. You can that just read it in your mind, and you get my point there, right? The
No,
three
only
sentences
dirty
in the
minds can read that
bas-
like that. I don't know what you're talking about.
basically the same thing. But anyway, this is not an English class. Here's the thing. If they are ready to sell him to us for around 50, You can say 30 to 35 to 40 million pounds, I think, would buy him. But they want a lot more. And his case is different. He's not like Sancho, which they just wanted him off their books. But for
Yeah, they wanted his salary,
£50,000
I
a
think.
week, I
Yeah.
think they probably wouldn't mind. You could say saying they want 60 and sticking it out and not be in a hurry to sell him.
No, coach. No, no. Unfortunately, that passed that opportunity for them when Amorim made that public that he's not welcome and he's not part of the plans for next season. Well,
He did. Would you say he did an Antonio Conte, Diego Costa?
yes, no, he's not going to be involved at all. So no chance they're going to keep him. Uh, they're gonna, yeah, maybe they can hold out, but they know we're looking for an opportunity there. I don't think we're paying more than 30 for him if we're going to pay, and that's kind of the reports that are coming out from Fabrizio, etc. That's what we're looking to pay, and I probably agree with that. 30, you probably buy him for 30 because the potential is so high, and not much pressure on him for 30, and basically he's going to be a squad player. Basically he's not going to be a starter, so I think, yeah, I definitely would go for that. But 50, 60, no chance. They're not selling to anyone for that price, not after what was said and how it's ended, and he needs to leave. So
Yeah, if
yeah,
he stays, he'll be losing value. I think the manager Amorim made a mistake for saying that publicly.
exactly, yeah, a big
Yeah,
mistake,
but
very big
here's
mistake.
some while I'm still with you um before I go to Bobby. Kimso here on the screen says why Garnacho. A lot of people don't understand why we want him. Garnacho, first of all, he isn't a bad player. I think did we not compare his numbers to that of Morgan Rogers? And it turns out
Yes, we did,
he
yeah.
actually finished the season better, even though he didn't play that much, right? Houston,
Yeah, yep.
we've talked about this. It's, again, the age of social media, a lot of people don't reason independently, for lack of a more relatable or accurate language there. People don't think logically, or maybe, I'm not sure the correct word I'm looking for. This guy is, you see people say, don't sign him, he has attitude issue. Once you sit the person down and say, okay, what attitude issue? They will just mention his brother.
Yeah, his 16-year-old brother, yeah.
He's six. Yeah, exactly. And this kid is 20. But you know what? Enough of his behavior or attitude or whatever they want to call it. Dante, why do we need him? Why are we looking at him?
Because he's a direct winger and he runs in between lines. We don't really have, we did have, but now obviously Madueke is gone as well. We're part of that. It's only Gittins that we have can do that, and Neto. They're the only two. So if Maresca wants to play a certain style in certain games, well, we need that depth to have that covered. Say Neto gets injured, say Gittins get injured, well, then we're down to one basically. So, yes, I think Maresca wants him as well for that reason. The sporting directors as well, but Maresca as well. Depth. If you want to compete for those trophies, even the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, you need players like that. You need players like that, especially they're going to be hungry with a point to prove, that will play in all those sort of cups and games and will get you very far in those tournaments, and then you have a chance to win those tournaments. Look at a great example is Arsenal. They don't have that depth. They don't win no trophies. If they don't win the Premier League, they're not winning any
And
other
that
trophy.
has, you could say, that's been one of the biggest issues for the 3 seasons that they were finished runner-up in the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly. For me, that's a great example. They've not won any cups because of that reason. We want to win those cups. I think we want to challenge on all fronts, and you need players like that. Like I said, could be injuries, could be that, but he would be playing those type of games a lot. Basically, all those cups, he'll probably be starting. So
Mhm.
yes, if you want to win those, you need players like that. You need the squad to be deeper and to give Maresca another option. Like I said, we've only got two direct wingers. He would be the third. You need that third really to really just in case to cover all your bases. I think I'm not sure why a lot of Chelsea fans they're scared of depth and having extra options. That's what you need to make. To build a
They're
squad
not
to
even
change on all
thinking to that
fronts.
extent. Everything stops at is either he stinks or he has attitude issues. They don't even look beyond that. Again, the two are two things I just mentioned.
Mhm.
That's it for them. They don't care about us having a deep squad that will help us go far into all the competitions that we'll be involved in. But go ahead.
It's basically they just don't like him. And I'm not like I said, his brother's 16 years. Like, who cares what his brother says online? He's an immature kid that, of course, is going to
His
make
brother
mistakes.
doesn't play for Manchester United.
No, he doesn't. And I brought up this a few days ago. I brought up this, when Thiago Silva, his wife, was saying all that stuff about our manager and everything, making comments all the time. Well, that was no problem, apparently. But this kid, 16-year-old, making some comments and, interacting with such, it's a problem now. So the player has no problem. He hasn't committed any crimes. He hasn't attitude issues. There's been no attitude issues. The only one was the final when he got subbed. Mason Mount played instead of him in the final after being out for so long, and Amram chose him. So he kind of was a bit sulking when he came off the field because of it. But other than that, I have not seen any attitude problems. And plus, he's young. He's still very young, 20. Like, he's a young kid. But the potential is there. The upside is there. He can only get better. And let's not forget, 2 years ago, he made his debut. He was playing for the national team, the Argentinian senior team. He was playing. And then obviously Amarim came in, different system, different setup, doesn't suit him. Obviously, he hasn't done as well this season. But the previous 2 seasons, if you look at his stats, he's done pretty good for a young player, 18, 19-year-old. He was doing some really amazing stuff. Just look when he played against us. He scored against us every time. He cooked us most of the times he's played against us as well. So
He has grit, and I like that about him.
he's
He
got
has
that
grit.
grit. And
Yep.
the other problem Chelsea fans are having, that attitude issues, is going to be a cancer in the locker room. Well, no, he's not, because Enzo Fernandez is in that locker room. Enzo Maresca is in that locker room, and we've got Caicedo, Cucurella, a lot of the Spanish players. They're going to keep him in check. He's not going to do a fuss, and if he does do that, he'll be out straight away. So look,
Yeah.
if Maresca wants him and wants him and he wants to use him, I trust Maresca 100%.
And the
Simple as
fact
that.
we're looking at him simply means the manager wants him.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know
Exactly.
someone could say, yeah, therefore trying to force it on the manager,
No, there wouldn't be.
which
None of
is
those signings
impossible.
I've
Yeah.
seen are forced on the manager. He's had a hand in all of these signings we've made, all of them.
Yeah. All right. Let me catch up with what we have. Then I'll go to Bobby to get his thoughts on that particular news. So Kim, so you heard that we do need him, but big up to you too, Kim. So I do hope you're doing well. Xavi's deal is taking ages. And again, as I did say the other day, again, when it comes to negotiations, there's always back and forth. The selling club says we wanna sell him for this price, and the buying club will say, okay, we want to pay this certain a certain amount and all that. There are image rights and everything. It's not straightforward, especially if the plan is to offer them a player to sweeten the deal or something, or maybe a player plus cash. I don't know which it is. I don't work for the club. But Kim, so big up to you. I do hope you're doing well. That question is still there because we're waiting for an answer from you. You can see it on the screen, but I'm not going to read it. We have Shitajiri Taco says, my favorite, the three Chelsea players, one, João Pedro, two, Esteban Willian. Surprise, surprise.
Brazilians.
The three Brazilians. Did you see that? But
One's played three
Shitajiri,
games, the other
yeah,
one's
even
played
I
zero
think
games, and the
you're
other
from
one's
Turkey. Your
two
name
games.
sounds Turkish. Because I'm quite sure that's not of Brazilian origin, but yeah, three Brazilians. As my friend on X, albeit online, Jessica Frota, I remember him saying, "Make Chelsea Brazil again." But that's a good one. And Kings says we have two more players who are wingers coming next season. But that's what big clubs do. That's for instance, again,
Who are those two players? Sorry, I know one. Who's the
he's mentioning
second?
Quenda,
Yeah,
definitely.
who's the second?
Who's the second? Who's the second? Probably Pies. He counting Pies as a winger.
Paez is not a winger. No.
Yeah, more of a 10, right?
Yes, only a 10 attacking midfield. He's not a winger
Mm.
at all.
So, but Quenda, even with Quenda, let's assume both are wingers. That's what big clubs do. You don't want to lack.
Exactly, and they're not 100% guaranteed. I rate them very highly, but they're not 100% guaranteed. So you have to have that insurance policy just in case.
And chances are, Pies that you probably referenced as a winger, chances are he'd enjoy himself so much at Strasbourg he would want to stay one more. It'd be easy to convince him to spend one more season there. And
Easily, yeah.
as a club, players come, players go. But let me run again, get caught up or all caught up with what we have there. So come back to Bobby and get his thoughts on the possibility of Orlando Garnacho joining Chelsea. I think it's looking like it's going to happen. Kingston says I like Garnacho, but when does Keats come here? Okay, space. Okay, that's the same thing. That's a follow up comment. Okay, you love Garnacho, but okay, yeah, I do understand. I think we'll be fine. Let's cross that bridge when we get there. IB says so. João Pedro can play on the left, so can Nico. Not sure why we need more wingers with Quenda and Cohen, more traditional wingers. And Houston, I'm not complaining. For me, I've said this. I did say this 3 days ago or so. The squad size and plus the fact that we're looking to sign more players tells me that we're ambitious. We want to play again, like we want to win every competition that we'll be involved in. And I think it's a good thing. Aim to win everything. Then if you end the season with 2, 3, or maybe 1, 2 trophies, fine. For me, that's and you need a large squad to do that without players burning out. Modern Rogers transfer in this place, nothing, except that he's on the verge. I heard, or maybe they're trying to offer him a new contract. Whether he'd sign it, I don't know. But I'd rather Xavi Simons. If we cannot get Xavi Simons, if we get Rogers, fine. But I would rather we sign Xavi Simons. That's just me. We have Quenda and Pies, yeah. Mula, okay, I'm not reading that. Thank you. Bobby, your thoughts? Alejandro Garnacho to Chelsea looks like, yeah, it's definitely going to happen.
Just
It's
before
more
Bobby
like,
comes in, sorry, Bobby. Garnacho will also count as a homegrown player if we sign him from this season.
does it
So
count as homegrown?
correct. He will be playing 3 years in the Premier League, and he was under 21 when he started. He was only obviously 18. So yes, yes.
Oh, so he did play for Manchester City, Man United Academy first before graduating to their first team, right?
No, there's a rule if you play 3 years when you're under
Oh, okay,
21. So
okay.
yeah, if you play 3 years in the Premier League when you're under 21 consecutively, well, that you count as homegrown the following year. So he'll be counting as a homegrown player, which is actually a little bit underrated. But from the season afterwards, that quota is going up. That's changing in the Premier League. Every team's going to need an extra couple of homegrown players.
Bobby, it looks like a Garnacho to Chelsea looks like again. I'd be shocked if the transfer window shuts and it's not a Chelsea player, especially if in fact, as Dante did explain, that we're probably going to get him for cheap. But let's hear you, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean these last three signings, Hato and Simmons. I've gone with you and Garnacho. I'm just going with Dante. I don't have a strong opinion either way. I just find that a lot of negativity seems to go along with that name. How good actually is he? I'm not too sure. Whenever he's played against us, although that's not a barometer, I've noticed him, yeah, a little bit, but not excessively so. Clearly, he doesn't want to be at Man United, so they're going to have to get rid of him anyway. And if he is a player that can come and do bits with us, then fine, so be it. I'm not a fan on vertically challenged players. I think if we
Is
get
he
him,
vertically challenged? Okay.
well, he's not exactly a tall guy, is he? So I don't know. I'm having an open mind, to be honest.
Bobby, how about okay? You just your concern is whether he's good enough, not necessarily about you can say the talks about his behavior, his brother's behavior, right?
Well, I'm told that the club has looked into that,
To be exact, that they've done background checks.
whatever that means.
Mhm.
So we'll assume maybe they've looked into that. But I want a lethal team. I want him to be good enough to wear that blue shirt. To be fair, Sancho didn't have the greatest of seasons, but what I did like about Sancho was every time you brought him off the bench, he made a difference, and he had an eye for a goal. And if Garnacho could imitate that, then fine.
And to be fair to Sancho Bobby, he did as well as he did without preseason with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm. Uh, okay, it's a good thing that you're. I would have asked you again had you said that, yeah, that you're concerned about his behavior. Then I'd remind you the conversation we had the other day with regards to uh, United. You did specifically say they've been ruining players. Uh, it looks like they have a culture issue, or maybe for me, the way I see it, I wouldn't say again it's necessarily a culture issue. I think it for me, for 3 4 years now they've been struggling and they've been scapegoating players.
I think Man United, because they have the media streets, they've done a lot of damage to players that has gone unrecognized. I forever call Donny van der Beek. It was very clear what happened to Sancho when he came to both Chelsea and Dortmund. The list continues. I mean, Harry Maguire hasn't actually done bits since he joined from Leicester. There's something about that club that destroys players. And the worst thing about Man United is that not only do they destroy players, but they completely wreck their careers. If they get another striker, what does that leave? Where does that leave Xerxes? Hoyland, okay, is beginning to try and make some noise for himself, but I fear for Xerxes. I fear a season banished to the stands. United pick up a shiny toy and drop it when they're fed up with it, and the media just covers up for them. Kobe Mano was supposed to be the talk of the town. Now they're looking for another midfielder. It's an odd place. It's a very odd place. I think the years of Sir Alex Ferguson papered over a lot of toxicity. He had such a firm control of the club that,
He did really,
yeah, a lot
because they've
of the
not been the
poison.
same since his retirement.
Yeah, and there's another thing. They're talking about building 100,000 seater stadium and so on. I think there gets to a point where a club can be too big. I think perhaps Manchester United is too big in terms of its commercial asset, in terms of there are too many hands involved with that club. And I can imagine the politics is vile, hence these players wanting to leave. If you're not, the chosen few, I can imagine your life will be hell there. Look at Mason Mount. He went for the bag. Yes, he's had his injuries, but I wouldn't say he's enjoying his time at Man United. If he is, then he must be foolish because Mason Mount, that used to complain about coming off the bench for Chelsea, lives on the bench at best at Man United and has been shut up by his wage packet. He can't be happy. He can't be happy. The Mason Mount we all know cannot be happy in that situation. So, I don't, as I say, I don't care about them. But coming back to Garnacho, um, it seems he's waiting for Chelsea. To be honest, it seems he wants to come, and let's see what happens. If he comes, I'll be welcome to Chelsea. Give us some good performances because if you don't, the fans will soon let you know about it. That's for sure.
Yeah, Dante. Before I go back to the chat, how good is Ganacho? Is he good enough?
In my opinion, he's good enough to be a squad player, and that's exactly what we need him for if we're going to get him. The potential is there to get way better, of course,
And
because
then
he's
if he
still
comes
very
and
young.
proves that he should be starting, then he gets to start.
Exactly, and like I said, we need those type of players. I mean, I saw a lot of people saying they would rather keep Tyreek George than have Garnacho. Well, Garnacho started the last nearly 3 years in the Premier League, and he's done. Like I said, this year not good because Amram came in, shook it up, different formation, plays with more attacking midfielders, not wingers, very different. He struggled with that, but the previous 2 years he was very good. He even made the Argentinian national team. So yes, the talent is there, everything is there to come in. If we can get him for a bargain, like a 30 mil, because I think that's what we're looking at, a bargain. If we can get him, the potential's there. We can improve him, and he's not coming in under pressure to be a starter. So if he earns that right, and that's a big win. If he doesn't, well, he's still a very good squad player, and in probably in a couple of years we'll move on and actually make money on him, as we've done with most of the players. So I think the club are looking at that type of player an opportunity. And if Maresca has ticked it off that he wants him, because he wouldn't be just a sport director. Maresca's ticked off all these deals. They're all system players. And I keep saying this, we've only got two direct wingers on the squad at the moment. Yes, next year Quenda will come in, that'll be a third. If we get Garnacho, well, that's four. But you kind of need four because all the games and wingers get injured usually quite often because the how fast they run and the way they play. You need that squad depth if we want to win. But for me, he's got the talent. Yeah, and I think if there's one manager that can unlock that talent in a system, and that is definitely for me 100% Maresca.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for that. And Shitako Shitaderi Taco, it's a possibility, but probably not going to happen, really. And we have Michael Boateng say that why go for Ganacho when we had the chance to buy more Kudus? Kudus he didn't want to come to us. We inquired and he made it clear. And I think that's why we pulled out.
Exactly, yeah. Keep thinking that way, coach. It's good for your health.
I'm sorry. I do want to go to heaven. I have a very dirty mind. I think I think that was why we didn't persist. We really wanted him, but he made it clear he wants to go to Tottenham, so we didn't persist. And Michael Burton saying, I've never been impressed with his performance. We should have gone for Kudus, Isaac, or Victor Osimhen. Osimhen, for reasons I've explained, in my opinion, no. I think the lap definitely the better signing for us, and he will prove that once the season starts. But Kudus, I wanted him. But he wanted Tottenham. It's really that clear. Isaac, too expensive, in my opinion. Isaac will be more of what we have already in Nicholas Jackson. The only thing Isaac has over Nicholas Jackson is just he's a much better finisher, and Jackson will eventually get there. Hopefully he stays, but let's see what happens. Cole Palmer is heart of Chelsea right now. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a lie. And Kimso, you do you see the question I had on the screen? For you, for reasons the squad that we are building hyped. I mean, for good reasons. I think we have a very, very good squad. The crop of players we had before this particular transfer window gelled. You could say we did see signs that they've gelled. Probably they've become more of a unit than we were the season before. Plus, the new signings you said the signings we've signed so far all strategic. Or you could argue to an extent, the lab definitely plug and play. You could also argue that Jorrel Hato plug and play too. If Xavi Simons comes, plug and play because those are needs. We're not signing them for the sake of signing them, if that makes sense. So let's see what else we have here. Will we win the EPL? I don't know. If we sign Xavi Simon, ask me that question. I'll give you a definite answer, and I'm serious. Let's see. Had to sign and confirm. You could say, here we go. I don't know. That's one most ambiguous. What do I say? term that I've heard in my life that I'm not sure what the meaning is. I don't know whether it'd be correct to say, well, once we hear here we go that yeah, it'd be correct to say that the deal is done. Apparently, no. And it does make sense. I think he says that after an agreement is reached, which doesn't
Just the
necessarily
medical, yeah.
mean, yeah, doesn't necessarily mean that the player will certainly become again the player of a new club. Okay, yeah, Hato joined. I'm sure Coach is hyped. No, I'm not hyping him. I'm just trying to be as objective as possible. Saying it just doesn't make sense to judge him when we don't know him personally. All right, Kim Sogo, well, I'm sure did see that. Blame PSR, the Premier League, are in bed with the Legacy Club. Are terrified of another Leicester City, and this kind of bias and lack of consequences breeds toxicity, neglect, and spoiled what? Leaders. Wow, that's serious. And Kim, so the EPL, wow, corrupt. Okay. Let's see. Garnacho can be our cup winner, FA Cup. I mean, he has grit, and I like that. Corrupt is the word. Not gonna lie. What else do we have here? Nkunku, keeper sell. Nkunku is gone. Irrespective of how well anybody believes he did during the Club World Cup, I think he'd be better off leaving. He just doesn't fit the way the manager plays. Favors Liverpool, according to Kim. So we need players for the December period. We need squad depth. Not going to lie, Garnacho bicycle kick is still one of your favorite goals. Okay, that's why you like him? I don't know. Okay, Garnacho cooked us a few seasons ago. Let's see who is this. Richard Hughes says Mourinho got 40 players at his disposal. Currently, we have 46. Should we sell more than 10 players or just send the youths on loan? I think we're going to sell up to 10 players still from now. So I'm not sure how to answer whether if that's a question. Honestly, Mr. Richard, I don't have the correct answer to that. I'm not sure how to answer that. But Dante, if you can answer that, you can give it a try.
Yes, we're gonna sell a lot more players. The ones we can't will go on loan, and the squad it'll be a little bit larger than normal, but I think we need that anyway. 26 players, I think that's a good sort of number to have. So I think it'll be definitely trimmed down to around that number.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Maya the Rappo. Repost. Thank you, Maya, for reposting the stream. Sincerely, do I appreciate you. This is so unfair. Why does Chelsea get away with this? Get away with what? Elaborate. Let's hear you. And Odeku Olushola says the Chelsea strikers have the potential to learn more and grow. Even Nico, and that's why, in my opinion, Chelsea should keep him in the squad. And if that cannot be, he should be loaned out. Houston, just if Chad Jackson leaves, it'd be on a permanent deal. And right now, I don't think Chelsea are looking to sell him. If he ends up leaving, it'd be because he wants to leave. They're just hoard young players. That's not the Chelsea fan saying that. So I'm not going to read his comment again. Estevao, a rising star of the club. Yeah, I agree. It's called trading, mate. It's not illegal. Thank you. Tell him. What else do we have here? After the Garnacho news, it looks like it's going to happen. I don't want to even try reading Chelsea fans' comment there, but I think, yeah, it's going to happen. All right, Fabrizio Romano on Siemens to Chelsea. And he says that there's a very good relationship between Chelsea and Leipzig. So the two clubs are talking directly, club to club. And the conversation is going very well. The same is happening on the player side. Work in progress on the contracts, salary, whatever you want to call it. I think this deal is going to happen. And the fact that he said 70%, and he did release a new video about 5 minutes ago or so. And Xavi's name or Siemens' name, I did see at the time, part of the title, yeah. Xavi Simons is a Arsenal Paulinha. So Xavi, he must. I don't think he'd have his name there if he doesn't have something new, except if those tweets. Except if he hadn't released any videos before after the tweets that talks about Chelsea making progress in their pursuit of a Xavi Simons. I don't know. So the signs are good, but it's natural that fans are concerned That's what again your average football fan does when the club is looking to sign a player. But we have to remember it's a process. It's not a straightforward thing. There are a lot of aspects of the process that needs to be discussed. Okay. So what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Olushola, thank you. Egbon Ekubadu Ekaro, my brother, nice to see you. Let's see. Okay, that's not a Chelsea fan, definitely. Yeah, tell him. Yep, slug it out with him, Kim. So fight him, all you can. So I don't know. Dante, you have it on your on the screen here. He released a new video, but I'll be paying attention. I think if there's any important update, I think Vince or Chelsea Dodgers will pick it up, or maybe someone will update us in the chat. But let's hear you, Dante,
Let's let Bobby talk about Simmons a bit more because he was.
because he's the one that's more concerned, right? All right, Bobby, if you're there, let's hear you.
Well, Simmons. I mean, Simmons is your boy, isn't it? I'm not that
I
bothered.
mean, call him my boy. I'm proud. You can say that he's you.
I
That.
yeah. I mean, I've said what I need to say. As I've said, I'm open minded about him. I'm open minded about Garnacho. Hato's already done, so I'm not. I'm really not that opinionated on a player that I don't know anything about, as such. What do I know about him? I can't really comment on his gifts, his abilities, because I've not really watched him that
Mhm.
much. Or if I did watch him, I didn't really notice. So for those that did watch him, or do watch him, they're in a better position to comment. I just go with what I'm hearing others say, and it seems good. He seems like a good signing, so be it. I'm just being brutally honest.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see what else you have here. I think Vic is joining us with two accounts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his burner account and his
Yeah.
real account. Yeah.
Why are you lowballing on Xavi? We're not lowballing. It's a complicated process. Every negotiation, when it comes to player trading, is usually complicated. Even when you pay a release clause, you also negotiate for a payment plan. But Houston, why are you lowballing? You who? Do I look like I work for the club? But before that, hi to our Malaysian bro here, Nami Mie. Nami Mie, thank you. Welcome to Chelsea Perspective. Feel at home, express yourself, hear your opinion matters. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. Thank you so much for joining, and please tell more of your Malaysian brothers about Chelsea Perspective. Okay, tell them that's a place where their opinion matters. We don't run an echo chamber here. You come, you present your argument, and if anybody has a counter argument, they present it, and we try to come to a sensible conclusion. So, welcome, Naimi Mie. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. Is it Mie? If I pronounce it correctly, let me know. Otherwise, let me know also, and I'll try to pronounce it correctly. Okay. Um, Taco says Chelsea 2025-26 Premier League winners. Wow. Okay. I hope we do, but right now I can't say for certain if we're able to do that. If we sign Xavi, come, join the conversation and ask me what do I think. All right. Let's see. Moses Anton. Okay. The champions of the world. Good morning. Happy new month. Is it? Okay, must be. Moses must be somewhere in West Africa. Since it's the next day, it is still the 31st of July for me. But Moses, thank you. I take it in advance. Thank you for joining. It looks like this is your first time also here. We have a lot of newcomers today. Please do make sure that you're liking the video and also that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Tell more people about Chelsea Perspective. Tell them that's a channel where your opinion matters. Okay. Yeah, we are the champions of Europe, and we shouldn't stop celebrating. Yeah, Vapu fan. Okay, cook him. Pay up, Kuchila. That's you remember when I told you I was gonna tell someone when they were yapping nonsense about Jorrel Hato. I was gonna tell them bring your light service. Let's start a GoFundMe since you're saying the club should pay up. Um, I
Yep.
I don't want to say that to Vic because I don't really like him, but I don't hate Vic. But anyway, I'm not gonna say that.
It's okay. I'll think it. No problem.
Okay. Big up Vic, pay up. Yeah, I work for the club, right? Benoit. Yeah, tell him. You guys should cook him there. What else we have here? Anything? Patrick Ayaro. Hi, how you doing? Jairo, so to speak. How you doing now? Thank you for joining. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. And Vic here says, big up. Why are you saying hi? Why you already started a fight and you're saying hi at last? And somebody should leave this guy, Benoit Gladeshi. Yeah, um he's providing value by viewing, but I okay. I clicked
It's just a
again. He
it's just
says
a
I click
confused
on the
Liverpool fan. Don't
notification
worry
and it
about
took
him.
you
Yeah.
to X. Okay, okay. He says stop blowing up his phone. What did you say, Dante?
He said he's just a little confused Liverpool fan. Don't worry about him. He's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah. We're champions of the world. So if you are anything, you're just a local champion. We're global champion. Does that make sense to you? And you're talking about how much we spent. How much has your club spent? Benoit, and he's saying he's patting himself on the back, saying that's a fact. All right, let's move on. What else do we have here? It looks like it's news hunting time. Jeez, that was quick. All right, if you are in the chat section, if you have any question, uh, drop it there. And remember the rule: do not ask any difficult questions. If you do, I will pretend I can't see it. Let's see. Yeah, a red card. Richard gives him a red card. I like that. Dante, there's a question on the screen here. How would you answer it? Are we signing Garnacho, Alejandro Garnacho?
I think we are looking at him, and if the opportunity arises to get to pay what we want for him on our terms, I think then we will go for him. But I don't see us signing him if, Man United want 50, 60 million. We're not signing him. I think it's going to be on our terms. I think it'll be one of those opportunity buys. Like I said, talked about it earlier. He's a very talented young player, experienced in the Premier League now, third year. Yes, he struggled a bit this season, but the previous two of he was very, very good. So yeah, look, I think we will put an offer in if Man United want to sell him for what we want to pay. So if not, I don't think we'll go for him. I think we just let it go. Maybe at the end of the window might get a loan. He might come in for a loan or something like that, like Sancho. But I don't think we're paying nowhere near what Manchester United want. So yeah, it's still a question mark at this stage.
Yeah, and Mr. Benoit Gladeshi, if you don't mind, don't use all caps. You're welcome to stay and voice your opinion there. We appreciate you actually joining. Just make sure you like the video and you can go check out our sister channel, Soccer Perspective. Subscribe there. The plan is to get it going soon. But yeah, Houston, you're a Barca fan. That's even worse. Yeah, Brocolon, I will call you if you don't know. Cook him. You guys should cook him. Yeah, they're cooking him, so that's fine. We're gonna go news hunting. So if you have any question why you guys cook Benoit Gladeshi, yeah, Barca is even worse. Barcelona, you had to rent Camp Nou to make money. You beg players to join you on a free. So Sunderland had also, I think Vince doesn't. Oh, wait. Let me ask this, Dante. Let me read this first before I ask you that question. This particular report, Simon Jones via Mail Sport, it reads that Sunderland had also shown interest in Chelsea's David Washington, who has been on loan at Santos. I didn't know. I thought we sold him on a permanent.
It's a loan with a they will buy him at the end of the season. Yes, yes. So it will get transformed into a sale, but not officially yet. No.
And I like this kid actually. Do you know what I like about him? He was interviewed after he went back to Brazil. He didn't say it was a mistake joining Chelsea. You know what he said, Bobby? it was a good experience for him, and he enjoyed every bit of it. I know part of me, you say, thought said, yeah, because he's still very young. For me, I think I agree with him.
Who's this?
David Washington. You remember the kid? I think we
Yeah,
paid
yeah,
20 million
yeah.
euros for him.
So what's he saying?
He's actually on loan. I thought we sold him on a permanent. So this particular report is saying that Sunderland had also shown interest in him. I'm not, that aspect for me. I don't really care about that aspect of the report. I didn't know he was on loan. I thought we had sold him on a permanent.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a loan with an obligation to buy. They have to buy him for that price. But yeah, that hasn't kicked in yet.
Hmm. All right.
Basically, Sunderland have to buy him. They can't take him on loan. They have to buy him.
For him to forfeit
Yeah,
his stay there, right, and join them.
yeah, but I don't think that's happening. That's not going to happen.
Wow. All right. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the same people. We have 27 likes. We can do a lot better than that. We still have 78 people following the show, and we just clocked 1 hour, 40 minutes. It's just that there aren't nothing, not a lot to talk about. But I think we'll find a way to talk about something. Yeah. I'm still going, but Dante probably will go to bed soon. He will want to go get some rest and go get
Yes.
some sun tanning tomorrow. Hopefully, it doesn't burn.
I burnt a little bit today, but I should be fine. I'm quite dark now, so
All right, let's see if we can find anything new. But as we search, if you have any questions, drop it in the chat. And Bobby, if you have any questions for us, also you can ask, just like the one you asked about Xavi Simons. Steve Nicole, I don't like him. I don't believe he'd say anything good about Chelsea. And probably, let's see what he has to say here. Steve Nicole on Hato to Chelsea. I am trying to figure out from the player's point of view, the fact that he's played a lot of games is great, but to go in and play a lot of games and then all of a sudden make a move and then you don't play. So this is also negative.
he never says anything positive, coach. I think it could be him in the chat. I think Benoit Gladeshi, it could be him actually.
Jesus Christ, what sort of a person is he really? He
A
has to
bitter old
find
man.
a negative twist to everything about Chelsea. We beat PSG. He said it was because of the pitch, and I'm not kidding, really. What
Yeah,
is wrong with him? You know that's not a
bitter.
joke. He did say that, really.
Yeah, he did say that. It's just bitter, coach. He's like Benoit, he doesn't like that we spent that money and blah blah blah. But now Liverpool spent that money, so yeah, let's see what he says from now on. Yeah, again, it's not a problem for Liverpool though because he's a Liverpool supporter. So he's just a
It,
bitter old man that never liked Chelsea and never will like Chelsea. Unfortunately, that's who's in the media these days. We don't have too many representatives, even Chelsea representatives on that show specifically that really give us any positive feedback. To be honest, it's all negative,
but
unfortunately.
should this guy still have a job at ESPN? He shouldn't because he doesn't know. It just seems as if he doesn't know how to be objective. What sort of nonsense is this? He doesn't know Chelsea squad to realize that the only natural left back we have at Chelsea is Cucurella. For him to have said that, it just means again, whenever Chelsea related topic comes up, he just contributes from a negative perspective because this doesn't make sense. Even rival fans know that we had only Cucurella until the signing of this kid.
Yeah,
He just
look,
has he just again it is thin to
it's Finn.
put
Yeah,
a negative spin to everything that has to do with Chelsea.
for that to happen, you need to have hate, and I think he has hate towards Chelsea. It's simple as that.
And he still has a job.
Yes, because there's a lot of Liverpool fans out there, and yes, they like listening to it and they click a lot on it. So yes, that's why he still has a job. Yes.
Jesus. Bobby, are you there?
Yeah. I believe you're talking about Charlie Nickel.
Is
Charlie
it Charlie
Nicholas.
Nickel, not Steve
Charlie.
Nickel? Steve Nickel.
Steve
Even
Nicholas.
if, yeah.
I get them mixed up. Look, there is a media. This is the one area Chelsea really need to look into and to start to play.
You
Sorry,
bet we
play
will.
play the politics. Well, it depends if they're aware yet. Roman was beginning to become aware and was trying to make inroads when he came out with Chelsea TV. This set of ownership, they still think of Queensbury rules and all is fair in sport and sport. It's not true. There's a lot of politics in sport. The Premier League is quite a dirty game. The media is controlled. The media, especially mainstream media like Sky, there are big interests there. There's the Liverpool interest. If you notice from their punditry and their coverage and their broadcasters, they all have Liverpool links or Manchester United links. And this is not by accident. This is a deliberate thing. And these people come with their own narrative, their own slant. They want to keep these clubs at the top of the tree, at the top of the publicity discussion, and so they attack other clubs that are knocking them off their perch, particularly Chelsea, which has done more in the past 20 years to completely destabilize that old order than any other club in the English Premier League. um, where this was very very pronounced was in the Moises Caicedo situation. A lot of the media, especially on, yet again, I'll call them out, Sky Sports, which is a media that forces us to watch, takes money from us to watch, and we've got to listen to their bias and drivel. It's gutter press. It is poor advertising. The Moises Caicedo thing slapped them in the face. They were shocked to realize that a lot of the younger, because they're all people like that were around in the 1980s, the likes of Graham Souness, 70s, the Nevilles and Carragher's and early 2000s. They were shocked that a growing number of youngsters grew up not knowing anything but watching Chelsea win trophies. And so they became Chelsea fans. And this really upset them. So they twisted the narrative again to try and suit Liverpool to that end by the way they covered the Premier League win, and everything has to be slanted. Chelsea spend money, they try and tarnish the name of Chelsea because of the money they spend. They buy players, they exaggerate things. Oh, there are too many players. That it's always negative, negative, negative. They feel that by tarnishing the image of your rivals, you are promoting the image of the teams you favor because you're always talking of them positively. To some extent, it works. To some extent it works because you find a lot of youngsters, certainly in England, that support Chelsea come under a lot of stick at school and places like that. And there's always the money narrative. Oh, you spent $1 billion, as if the others don't spend money. That is deliberate. Now, what can Chelsea do? Chelsea have been too passive with media. They need to force their people onto these punditry panels where, oh, that is, if they even allow them, or they need to start spinning some of the media narrative to their favor, or this will never stop. And it's not like it's new. To be fair, this was going on in the 90s and in the 80s.
Hmm.
Yeah, Ken Bates, that owned Chelsea, used to come under horrendous attack by the media. I remember back then when there was all the football violence and he was advocating for electric fences to keep them under check. They completely ruined his name because of a statement he made. They always over exaggerate Chelsea things. It's not a joke, it's a reality. You see it with them on ESPN. You see, there's no media than Man United and Liverpool, particularly, sometimes a little bit of Arsenal, have not completely got their claws into, in terms of the narrative they force you to listen to. And once the clubs start to understand that, then I think it comes from the very top. You buy shares in these media outlets and start to wield your influence that way. At the moment, as far as the ownership of these media outlets, and hence the people that employ these people, is concerned, the ownership are all skewed towards Man United and Liverpool, and sometimes Arsenal. I mean, Rupert Murdoch, that was once the Sky mogul. He was for Man United. He was unreservedly so. And it showed in the broadcasting. I don't know who owns Sky at the moment. I don't know who has the stakes in the boardroom of that media. But what I do know is, until the Chelsea hierarchy start having their stakes in these media outlets, it's going to be hard to arrest.
Hmm. I knew you were gonna have a lot to say,
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's
you're
the that's
actually
the
being
reality.
nice today. You didn't cook him, but I'm happy. Learned a lot from what you said. It's nothing new. That has always been the case. You can argue that's reflective of the fact that we've been always been one of the most successful clubs in England. Um, but yeah,
Unfortunately, if football could be about just getting on the pitch and kicking the ball around, and there wasn't some of the dark arts in the boardroom and in the associations and in the media, it would really be the beautiful game. But unfortunately, behind every beauty lurks a lot of evil. You can see it in the officiating. Sometimes you can't tell me that there aren't some things, being slipped under the table sometimes for some of the officiating. It's just that they're so clever about it that if you challenge it, they will be able to rebuff your challenge. But you better believe it goes on for sure.
yeah, thank you, Bobby. And because we're streaming in a vertical format, usually we don't get a lot of likes because not a lot of people are used to it. So, but here's what to do: press and hold your screen for just about a second, then you see the option to like, comment, and share. Yes, we still do beg for likes. We're not a big account yet, but we're getting there. But please take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you're following us on Facebook or X, do the same. Follow the account and also like the video. Vicky saying joining Chelsea is easy. Exposure, recognition, and growth. Steve is drunk. Yeah, I think it'd be right to say that. Exposure also, a lot of young players around the world, they know they get that exposure if they join Chelsea, and even if they end up not playing for the club. And how I used to say it is this: people saying that young players will stop joining Chelsea. I think that was 2 seasons ago. And I told them, listen, Chelsea is like in real life, where you have the best school in the community that employers usually look to hire talent once there's graduation. Chelsea is like that. You join Chelsea Academy, or just join Chelsea knowing that you may end up not getting the chance to represent the club, but you get that exposure. It's really that simple. But people think it's a joke. It is like that. Even if the plan is to end up playing for another club, yep, they know they just want to come to Chelsea. All of ESPN soccer coverage and Chelsea, yeah, I think that needs to change. I see you guys are having a very good conversation with Bernard and Joy. I think he's being civil. That's why he's still there, because I'm sure if he's troublesome, he would have been blocked by now. ESPN is unwatchable, coach. Trust me. They said PSG will span Chelsea 6-0. Yeah, no, they don't know how to be objective. That's why I'm asking the question. I've asked the question: why does he still have a job there? Because you could say he hardly ever speaks objectively. Every time, maybe it's I'm saying speaking like that because yeah, I only get to watch him when Chelsea play, and the game is on ESPN. You know, I believe again. the and Chelsea sentiment. Okay, is added in their contract. The Chelsea sentiment. Okay, now I get it. Possibly. PSG overrated. Okay, they faced Chelsea. Yeah, they weren't overrated until they faced Chelsea and we smacked them. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even luck. Shadati said most trophies in the 21st century. Yeah, number one, Chelsea 21. Yeah, in England. Yep, no jokes. And I didn't know until people started talking about it. Well, we are world champions. That's what you get for a billion. Exactly. We haven't. And no, listen. I think they're just okay calculating, doing the math. You could say doing the math, how it suits them, how it's convenient to them, not taking into account how much we've made from player sales. Yeah, and some of those players sold are actually they calculate how much we paid for those players when we bought them from the billions they know how to mention. Some ESPN published article on Virgil van Dijk being called the greatest CB in EPL history, even though he cannot polish John Terry's shoes. Yeah, tell him. What else do we have here? Yeah, have a good conversation there. And that's Shidatri Taco from India. Thank you so much for joining us, Shidatri. Sincerely, do I appreciate you. I thought you were from Turkey, but I apologize. I hope you didn't take offense for that, Shidatri. I sincerely do apologize, but thank you for joining us, brother. And Vince says, Coach, time to liquidate your crypto account and buy BT Sports for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I don't have a crypto account, so go away. Richard, you say, okay. They're having a good conversation there. Okay, for me, I'm from the US. Yeah, I know you can tell. But that's by the way. What else do we have here? Next item: a former Ecuadorian international Carlos Tenorio on Kendra Pies. He has everything to be better than Leo Messi, better than Neymar, but it depends on him and his entourage. That's some comment right there. If they manage him poorly, yeah, that's he might not get to become as good as he can become. This year, from two sources that I don't want to try to pronounce, at the moment, Chelsea are holding tight on Alejandro Garnacho, offering trades on players they no longer need, including Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku. Trevor Chalobah, not part of it. I told people the manager likes him and the club now they're willing to keep him. Coach, do you think Chelsea has made close to $1 billion since the new owners took over? If you count player sales, I'd say yes. Because, I remember seeing something that lists the total amount we've made from player sales. I think it was 1 point something billion. So, yeah, I think we have. But that's it. I've not been paying attention for that, but I think we've made a lot from player sales. Well, actually, aren't we number one in the whole of Europe?
Yes, we're number one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead, ask the question, and let's see what question you have, Benoit. I respect you for keeping it civil the best you can, even though you're not a Chelsea fan. If you banter, I'd know. If it gets out of hand, I'd know. But yeah, you've kept it civil since you joined the conversation. So ask your question, ask away. I'll try to address it. Let's see. What else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Anything new here? This is Vince's opinion, I'm guessing. Well, all Strasbourg fans once more this season cannot wait to watch him grow every week. He's an excellent talent, and I'm happy he's gone on loan. I didn't want him to stay. I know out of selfishness and because of how good we know he can be, people wanted him to stay. I didn't want it wouldn't make sense. I don't think he'd play enough to continue developing properly, in my opinion. And my friend is here today. Angel Panesia Ata says hello. How are you two doing? From Colombia. I fear so much for Axel's deal, and Garnacho will be a great addition, regardless of what people think. I think he'd be a good addition to the squad. He has that grit that I like. I think that will make a difference. Yeah, honestly, I like him. What else? In terms of okay, you fear so much. Okay, you fear so much for Xavi. Okay, Xavi Simons. I think we'll get that deal across the line. So do not worry. Honestly, I can guarantee you that we're signing him. 75%. That's a lot. That's the here we go meta. You could say completion meta if you prefer. Um, yeah, but yeah, no guarantee. But I'd say expect it to happen. No, I didn't mention your name. That was what you is your name, Steve Nicole. I was talking about Steve Nicole, not you. So don't worry, Benoit. No, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Steve Nicole, who said we beat PSG because of the pitch. I didn't say it was you, brother. Okay, so relax. Still be my friend, please. All right, Saúl Niguez, if you have no, even if it was 15 minutes ago, I didn't mention you. No. The only thing I said, I see you are slugging it out with those in the chat session that go ahead. No. Steve Nicole specifically was the person in question, not you. No worry, calm down. Calm down. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're still
I
my
did
friend,
say
right?
that.
Okay.
I did
And
say
make
that
sure
he's
to
sounding like Stevie
go
Nicole.
ahead,
It might
Dante.
be him, but that's all I said.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. We still have 47 people following the show, and we're stuck in 33 likes. I think we can do a lot better. And we are at 6,125 views. Yeah, that's a lot. But usually in the vertical format, people, I don't know, they're not used to it that much. But okay, we'll get back to doing landscape format once the season starts. Or even I think we'll do one or two before the season starts because yeah, we have to do Chelsea's best 11 for 25-26 season. Um, and Richard says, he says, why are we not going after Usman Diamondi and Diogo Costa? We've been linked with a move for both players. Do we need Diamondi? The center back. What club is it? Porto or
Sporting,
Sporting
yeah.
CP? What club?
Sporting coach, Sporting.
Sporting. Yeah. Do we need him really?
Mm, not now. I don't think he's the type we need. No, no. Not yet, anyway. Maybe in a couple of seasons, but I don't know if he's even available or if he even wants to leave Sporting yet. And he's quite under contract for quite a bit, so they're in a strong position. I don't think they're looking to sell him yet.
We were linked with a move for him last. You say was it last transfer window?
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. We were the last couple of transfer windows. That goes with every young defender in the world. Yes.
yeah, I don't know whether we need him, but I'd rather we sign him really. We sign what Mark Guehi than him, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
Would you
that's what I was going to say.
describe
I would prefer
Diamondi as a
Guehi
ball
instead of
playing?
him.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I would prefer Guehi instead of him. Just the composure, like we talked about in the last couple of shows. Just the composure, positioning, IQ. Yes, still very young, 24, but with a lot of experience, captain material. Yes, I think I would definitely go Guehi over Diamande. That could change in a couple of years, but now, what we need now, yes, definitely Guehi.
Hmm. And let's see. Richard is still saying, I really think Madrid will replace Rudiger with him next year, like they took Hoyson. Diamonte, I don't really know how he apply himself.
No, they want
How he
Canate on a
applies
free
himself on the pitch.
transfer.
Go ahead.
Let's not forget that. Liverpool, if they don't give him a contract, he's expired and he will go to Real Madrid, Canate. He's got 1 year left on his deal.
And it looks like he's intent on joining Madrid.
Correct. And it's a free transfer for them. We know they're like those
They
for
do
a while
that a
now.
lot. They know how to tap up players and just ask you to stay, run down your contract, come as a free, and then you get a lot. They get a lot though in chunk,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Again, in
It
bulk,
worked.
so to speak.
Look, it's worked for them recently. The last few years, they've got great players doing it. So if it works, you do it. They're probably one of those clubs, them, Barcelona, that can do that. And some, if players, already have a dream, they want to be there, they want to go there. Well, then that makes it 10 times easier. So yeah. Plus, they get a good, nice, healthy bonus, signing bonus, and a nice salary.
Yeah. Sign on fee. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, a lot of money. You could argue that was why Rudiger had to leave. And we were, I think I don't know, you become a member at the time, but we knew that the moment he sees how much he can make as a free agent, that he probably will run down his contract and leave. And that was exactly what he did. Had that not been the case, I think he would have stayed at Chelsea, knowing that the fans will appreciate him for staying at the time when we needed him the most. But he
Mhm.
sensed and he's learned about how much he could make. He will make if he again as a free agent. I that was when I realized, yeah, he's definitely leaving.
Yeah, not just that, being a Real Madrid player opens a lot of
Also,
other
yeah.
doors for you. It opens heaps of doors, endorsements, etc. Yeah, you make they are the biggest club in the world, like supporter wise, etc. Yeah, they're the biggest club financially that they're able to give to players. So yeah, if a player goes there, it's not just about the salary, although that's high. They make so much money out of football because they're just there for that reason as well.
Yeah, and yeah, Benoit, is it Benoit or Benoit? I think Benoit. That should be Benoit because it's a Y there. Benoit says that y'all need a new centre back. By the way, Badiashile is awful. I like him. I don't think it's awful, but Bobby thinks he's awful. A lot of Chelsea fans actually do think he's awful, but I honestly
I
do
don't
not
think
think.
Bobby said he's awful. I think, and I talked about it as well. I think he's had the third year now, and he hasn't improved much.
But the injuries he's had haven't
Doesn't
helped.
matter, coach. 3 years. He's played that first year. He was out half a season, then he played the other half a season, then he played this season. He hasn't taken a next step, and I'm pretty patient. But usually after 3 years, especially after that third year, if you haven't taken that big step forward, well, he's okay as a squad player. Don't get me wrong, but as a starting centre back, no, I don't think he's at that level to be as nailed in starter and to win us titles, etc. I don't think he's the guy for that. So yeah, I kind of agreed with Bobby because it's been a long time now, and he just hasn't taken the next step or improved at all.
I think when he recovered, he picked up form again, started showing good form, got injured again during the Club World Cup. But his thing, I'm not Maresca. If he wants him to stay, I think he stays. And I know you know that too. But
Do you
uh,
remember how bad he was in the Conference League,
was
coach?
he bad, really?
He was very bad in the group phase, and then up to the quarterfinal, he played those games, so he was very bad. He was the worst defender on the field for us in those games. Making mistakes,
And the
not
structure
passing it well.
wasn't the issue on those days, occasions you mentioned.
No, no, no. So I just don't think he's taken that next step to be, to that you can confidently say, well, next season, it's his fourth season, coming into fourth, he's going to be a starter for us. I can't see that happening, to be honest. So yeah, look, it's if he stays and if he's a squad player, that's fine. But how long do you wait for a player? He's getting a little bit older, obviously. He's not quite in his prime, but he's getting there. So like Disasi as well. So do you persist with that player, or do you go for someone younger and has got much higher potential that that's going to be cheaper as well? And in 2 years, you think he might be a starter, or do you persist with this guy after nearly 3 seasons coming into a fourth season? So yeah, for me, yeah, I've kind of given up on him. Like I said, for a starting position, I'm talking about as a starter at Chelsea, I don't see that happening, to be honest.
Yeah, Bobby, I know you're there. If again, we're news hunting and answering questions. So if you want to come in anytime, feel free. It's very late for you, I know. Uh, Yeah, but thank you for that contribution. Cowell is good, but he needs a great partner. Yeah, I think we have that now, but you could argue we need more great partner for him. I agree. Agreeing with Benoit there. Viega is a good centre back, but he's made his bed the way. Yeah, he definitely has to lay on it that way. So uh, he just wasn't patient. And chances that had he stayed and not go out on loan to Juventus, he would get the chance to play as a centre back because after he left, we had injuries, right?
Yeah, we did. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But and you could argue because of those injuries, the manager at the time will feel disappointed in Viega because had he been around, it would have been easy to sort out the problem. So because of his absence, the manager will now see, yeah, you caused me a problem. Probably not going to be willing to accept him because the plan we were told, was to take him all to Club World Cup. So, but we moved on. Uh, and I'm happy we did, even though I like him. Need a new keeper. We got Testeg, and I don't want to keep keep him. All right, Chelsea forever. Kaba Torre. Thank you for saying that. What else do we have here? This one here, I don't know if you want to add anything to that. This is Saul Niguez. I remember we signed him on loan at one point.
Hmm.
Um, I actually liked him actually, but that's by the way. This reads Saul Niguez and Joao Felix. He has everything it takes to be a champion. But if you don't work hard, it's useless. We've tried many times to help him, but if sometimes it doesn't. But if someone doesn't want to, talent without commitment isn't enough. Here's the thing, Dante. Um, I take this seriously. You know why?
Yeah, it's a player that's been in the locker room for a long time with him. Yes.
Exactly. So, which is why under this particular post, I did say something to the effect of that says a lot. Because, yeah, everything about how he'd been at Barca left, I thought they were serious about keeping him at Chelsea. The first thing, I also argue something wasn't quite right that led to us not pushing to sign him on a permanent. The second stint at Chelsea, you could argue, was an opportunistic signing. We had to pounce on that, and look how much we've made from his sale right now. At AC Milan, he hadn't even been there a month, and we start hearing from a journalist how he's as useless as as is beautiful, right? Then after that, but here's one aspect. In all honesty, I like to be as objective as can be. We can just look at how, yeah, he'd been to Barca. Still they didn't want to keep him. AC Milan, they didn't want to keep him because that option was there, right? They didn't want to keep him. Then to Chelsea, first stint, second stint, we don't now we want him gone. Again, maybe because he wants to go. It'd be easy to say, yeah, it has to do with his behavior. But there was one agent, football agent, that said publicly that he's a cash machine. That I think that may not be the exact term he used, but you can argue cash machine is correct. You know what he said? He said that he's more like a cash machine for agents who don't really care where they find them, but
Mhm.
what they want is the money they make from his transfers.
Of
And to an
course.
extent, he works with the super agent, right? What's his name?
Yeah, he's a agent Mendes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think to an extent you'd say that's believable, but I feel bad for him at the same time. He's again, the fortunate thing is that he's still very young. Maybe not very young, but still young. What do you make of this, Dante?
What I've been saying all along, Coach. Maresca saw this. He either spoke up, wasn't professional about, didn't train how he needed to. I knew Maresca had a problem with him because his character, I can tell something was not right. It wasn't. I don't think it was, the way he played or what he did. It's stuff. It's stuff off the field, and people don't look at that much. But that stuff is very important at the highest level. It's not easy, and if you can have all the talent in the world, if you're not doing the other
Because
stuff
the
right,
talent is there, really, right?
the talent's there. Of course, it's there. He's a very technical player. You see him doing on the field or fancy flicks, dribbling this. he doesn't score much because he usually hits the post, or he doesn't really score, contribute that much. Again, that's down to looking good, but not having that end product, unfortunately. So, but this is more serious than that. This is a player that's played with him in the dressing room, knows him very well, and he said
Yes,
we,
I
so
would.
it's not
Well,
just his own opinion.
that changed a lot for me for how I perceive
Yeah, and he said we. It's not just
you
his
say
own
his journey
opinion;
so
it's
far.
other
But go ahead.
teammates' opinions as well. So yeah, it's what I thought all along, because there's no other. It can't be anything else. It just is what it is. It happens. It can happen. There's a lot of players like that. I've played with players like that. There is players like that. Unfortunately, they just don't have that work ethic in training, or don't have that professionalism, especially these day and age, where you have to have everything, and everything is monitored by the club, like diets, all the sports science stuff. And he's not doing those things right. Well, then that's counted as that as well.
Shy. I feel bad for him really, and I don't want to get to the extent of talking about what I believe. Again, what's his name? Our manager. But
Don't feel bad
let's
for him,
move on.
coach. He's made a lot of money, and he's going to make a lot more money.
The agent, right?
He's aged, but himself as well. He's, I think, top five all time money
Yeah,
earned.
and that's why what the other agent said sounds believable to me. Maybe he should fire him.
Yeah, but there's agents, but the teams know it's not just the agent. The teams would scout, look at him. It's not just that. I don't think it's nothing to do with football. I'm telling you, it's not football. It's the rest. Definitely not football.
Dang it. All right. Bernard says, by the way, I think Salim Petrovic was a mistake. He's a better. No, 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 no. He's not. He's not. And Dante, you kept clamoring that. You kept saying it. The French league is different.
Very different. Yes.
And Sanchez actually. Here's something I've noticed. Sanchez was quick again. Sanchez for me better distribution in my opinion. And I'm gonna say this, irrespective of whether Petrovic is better on the ball or not, Sanchez is a much better shot stopper. With one problem that we've talked about here a thousand times, the occasional lapses in concentration. And if he can overcome that, fine. And signs are good. Because yes, in overcoming it doesn't mean he stops making mistakes. As long as we play the way we play, in terms of playing out from the back, keeping it on the carpet in most cases, we still see mistakes. The prayer would be let it not be so much that it costs us a lot of points. Ederson, he's made some serious howlers. The Liverpool one, I will not forget that one that Kelechi Iheanacho retrieved the ball from him, and you can, I think, dribbled him before scoring. So they do make mistakes. We've seen howlers from the best of goalkeepers in the world. The question that what was concerning in this case, the frequency at which it happens. But I think that you could argue did reduce significantly, and I'm happy. I'm just hoping that he continues in that trajectory. I think that will go a long way if he does. Petrovic, I don't know whether he's selfish or not, but I don't think he's better than Sanchez. That's my opinion anyway. And Bernard, you're entitled to your opinion. He wanted to be the starter. Yeah, maybe okay. That's the reason why you called him selfish, and you don't do that. What Chelsea? You can't come, irrespective of how well you did where you went on loan. You can't come back and tell the manager you want to be the starting goalkeeper. You don't do that. I get it. If I were Petrovic and sense that I'd be the second choice like Chelsea, I would want to leave too if I can get the opportunity to be the starting goalkeeper elsewhere. But chances are he was again, if we're going back what we heard before the end of the season, that were going to be given they were going to give all of them opportunities to prove that they should be the starting goalkeeper. Dante, do you remember that? But
Yeah.
rumors suggest he didn't want to do that. He just wants to be made the number one. And that was when I stopped talking about him. Because I was one of those that felt like, yeah, he should get a chance. But you could argue, yeah, truthfully, I think now I agree with you. He's selfish because, yeah, we gave him the platform. Nobody knew about him. Yeah, we gave him the exposure. So he wanted to be the starter as goalie. Less than 2 years, He was in the MLS. We have a plan for him, but he wanted to speed up the process by forcing our hands. And
Mhm.
by Felicia, we made 10 million, around 15 million dollars profit or so. So yeah, bye. I like that. Honestly, you cannot come back and say, "Yeah, you want to be the starting goalkeeper." Who are you? Yeah, but
And
he
not from
deserved it.
Strasbourg.
He was class.
Yeah.
Whenever I saw him, I mean, it depends on who you ask. Go ahead, Dante. Were you saying something?
Yeah, look, people were just excited because he won, one of the best goalkeepers at Strasbourg. He won in the French league. He was one of the best goalkeepers, but you can't ask that coming from the French league, from Strasbourg to Chelsea and demand that's too much. If he came from a big club where he did it, or in the Premier League on loan, he did that, maybe different from a bigger club, but coming from Strasbourg as well, no, it's not the same. It's not exactly the same, even though like you said there, sorry, who said that in the chat? Like Richard said, we had a plan for him. Unfortunately, he wants to fast track that. And where has he ended up? Has he ended up at a big club? Where has he ended up?
Bournemouth.
So,
And he's shifting 7 goals in 2 games. Is it seven? Is it up to seven? But three in the second one. I can't
yeah,
remember how many in the other one.
exactly. So he's ended up at
And yeah,
Bournemouth.
I
That
think
just
people
tells
are
you
saying
that
like two or so was his fault.
he ended up at Bournemouth. That just tells you that there was no bigger team out for him, coming in for him. So yeah, you can win awards. You did very well, and I watched a lot of him play. He did very well. He really helped Strasbourg. Um, Distribution of his feet, he definitely improved, but it's a whole different ball game playing in that French league when
And it's
you don't
something
press
that's
like the
common
Premier
with
League.
him.
It's
He
not as
concedes a
quick.
lot in his near post.
Yeah, so look, he's still a very good goalkeeper, and I think if he came back and competed, you never know. But he blew that chance, and he's ended up at Bournemouth. Well, whatever. We made it, sold him, made triple the profit almost. Good luck, bye bye, whatever. Move on.
Yeah, you can't come and tell us where you want to play. Who are you? And how am I going to pronounce this name? 1974. Garnacho will cause problems. Okay, it was again. I had to pay attention. Garnacho will cause problems. He's not as good as I think he is. But we're not signing him to be a starting player. In terms of causing problems, I don't think he can. He can. Yeah, if he does, we'll sell him probably for a lot more money than we'll be paying for him. I think on that the guidance, or maybe you could say, what's the language? The same word I couldn't remember the other day that Ty helped me. Mentorship of Enzo Fernandez. I think he become a better player, a better person. He's a good player anyway. He's not the best, but we're looking to sign him for a reason. Well, one thing I like about him, he has that grit. Okay, great. Okay, given his ability, João Felix must have had the most disappointing career of any footballer. Not too late, I have to say. Fortunately for him, he's still young. Not too young. I think 2 more years. 2 more years. Maybe by the time he comes back to Europe, he'd be a better player on and off the pitch. Maybe he'd learn a thing or two on from a Cristiano Ronaldo. I strongly believe that, like you said, that his Saudi Arabia move changes him. He will come back to Europe a better player on and off
Mm,
the pitch. I believe so.
I don't.
Honestly, sorry.
I don't believe so. I think he'll stay there for quite a while, and then if he does come back, I think his reputation's kind of taken a hit, especially after Sal said that as well.
But
Uh,
at least at least he'd be richer.
He'll be a lot richer, and if he does come back to Europe, it will probably only be Benfica. No, I don't see any big club, like a big other European club, going for
Do
him
you
ever
think
again. To be honest,
they'd
I just don't see
respect
it.
him again after what he did to them? They were on the verge of getting the deal of him joining them, and he snubbed them. I
Yeah, he
don't.
did,
Yeah, because the
but
Saudis kept calling and boom, that's it. And after everything he was saying, how but go ahead, what you're saying.
one thing Benfica knows is money, and they would respect that he chose triple, basically quadruple the salary. So I think they respect that.
I
They
mean, it
tried.
makes a good person will understand that.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
Benfica is that type of club that would understand that. Obviously they're not probably, they were disappointed, but they understood it, in my personal opinion, because it's something they would do. They wouldn't turn down. They don't turn down big us coming, for Enzo Fernandez and 105 million. They're not going to turn that down. So yes, they know about money. Money is number one for them as well. They're quite a selling club as well. So no, I don't think they're hurt, to be honest. I think they still would welcome him back in 2 or 3 years, no problem.
All right. More likes, people. 38 likes. Two more to get it to 40. Let's try and get it to 40 at least. He was class. He was class against PSG as a whole. I feel again. I like Petrovic. You feel like Petrovic is better, but Sanchez keeps it up. His class. Yeah, I hope he keeps it up. Yeah, he's improved quite a lot. Yusuf Gafar maybe says, "What do you think, Osimhen at Galatasaray?" I have to be honest. More money for him. I think a lot more than he was earning at Napoli. Correct me if I'm wrong. Even the new contract, right? I'm not sure.
Sorry?
Osimhen at Galatasaray. So Yusuf is asking me, what do I think? He's loved there. He's like a king
He's loved
there.
like a god. Yeah, yeah.
So he more importantly, he's going to be happy, and he'll be earning a lot of money, and probably much easier for him than the Premier League would be.
Yeah, and he'll be the main man. He'll be the star
Yeah,
of that
exactly.
team and the
He'll be
star of
the
that country, basically.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he'll be the main man. He'll be the star of Galatasaray, but not just Galatasaray, the Turkish league peanut boy. He'll be. So yes, I think he likes that attention. He likes that love, and of course, let's not forget he likes that 400K a week as well.
That's a lot of money. Is that how much Benfica are paying him?
Galatasaray, yes,
400,000 euros, right?
400,000. Yes.
That's a lot of money. I mean, good enough for him to have forfeited the Saudi, you could say, mammoth money, really.
Yeah,
So good for him. Honestly, I'm happy for him. His career is over. Back in the days when Chelsea players didn't want trophies, they went to Arsenal. Really, really, really. This one went to Bournemouth. Well, I don't remember. Did we? How many players have we sold to Arsenal, Richard? Have we sold to Arsenal that won trophies? Maybe I haven't started following Chelsea at the time, but I get the point. But it's funny that he went to Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth probably, you could argue, could win the FA Cup, while Arsenal is still aiming to win the Champions League.
oh yeah.
And where's Sterling right now? He is where he should be. He's still a Chelsea player, but we're looking to sell him. I actually don't know at what club he's at. If he's still at Chelsea, ship him. It's not easy. You can't ship a player where they don't want to go. Even if the Saudis come with £1 billion, we only get that money if he wants to go there. You can't force him. And he's on the contract. So it's really not that simple. Let's see. Okay. Maresca isn't all that. Oh, yeah. Chelsea fans would agree with you. A lot of Chelsea fans would. There's also the expectation that Estevao could quickly become a star at Chelsea if he impresses. I'm going to say this. I know that's a chance he might need time to adapt. Chances are he hits the ground running. That is, I don't know what it would take for him to hit the ground running immediately. The manager, we've known about his arrival since even before Enzo Maresca joined, right? So if he knows him very well, his profile, understands the sort of player he is, chances are that makes it a lot easier for him to adapt. What do you think, Dante?
Yeah, look, I think he's too talented not to. And I think we talked about
No, I
Madueke.
think the least I expect is for him to fail. That's never going to happen. It might take time, but he's not going to fail. But go ahead.
Look, I think we're talking about Madueke. I think Madueke saw a bit the writing on the wall a little bit there as well. So,
he built.
I think he's realized he's going to be pushed down the pecking order another spot. So, I think that had a big helping hand of him moving as well. So, look, yeah, I think he's too talented to fail, in my opinion. If his head's on right, the entourage around him, everything, and it looks like it is. Most of these Brazilian kids are pretty good. They're quite religious. They're quite. They don't really they go out, party, do all that stuff too much. So, yeah, look, I think
Can I say something quickly? I heard that his father is a pastor.
Yes, yes. There was a video of him preaching as well.
Ooh,
Yeah,
because I
recently.
saw a video of him dancing in church.
Correct. Yes, he made a speech and preaching in church as well. So yeah, look, he's a very happy kid, very religious, like most of the Brazilians are, and I think he'll be fine off the field as well because of that. He's got all the talent in the world, probably one of the most talented to come through, especially if you look at the stats. Eye test for me as well, but the stats as well, Neymar, a couple of these big superstars that came out. Well, he's
Mhm.
kind of broke those records. So, look, it could take him a little bit to settle down, but don't be surprised he hits the ground running from day one, in my opinion, because he's got it all. Even that physicality. I know Bobby doesn't like. He thinks he's a bit weak. He's got that physicality. He's very hard to bring down, and he doesn't mind playing that way either. So yeah, I think he's gonna be, in my opinion, I think he's gonna get pretty soon. I think he'll be starting. In my opinion, it won't take long.
Mhm. Bobby, once again, if you have anything to add anytime, do let me know. We're still news hunting, but and we'll be rounding off soon. And this is Odeku Olushola. Ekugbadu Ekaro. He says Felix was disappointed. He feels his career is coming to an end, and he doesn't want to end his career without the bag. So he went for the bag. I don't think his career is coming to an end. He is 25, at most 25, right?
I think he's 25, 26. Yeah, yeah,
I don't think so. He's still very. There's a talent there. Look, he's not. If it happens for him, he's not going to be
25.
the
Yeah,
first whose career took off the way it should in their late 20s. But
yeah,
I know
yeah.
people are. Go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, just the problem is what we talked about earlier. If that off the field stuff, as you get older, you don't get my personal experience, and just as you get older, you don't get more hardworking. So yeah, look, I don't think so. I think yeah, he's gonna be there for this contract. It is a 2-year contract. I think he'll honor that. And don't be surprised he signs another big contract after that and just stays there. Maybe at the end of his career, maybe when he's 30 or so, he might go back to, like I said, Benfica. But don't be surprised. I don't see any big club coming in for him again because of what's happened. I just don't see it. It's too much of a risk, and he won't be cheap either. So
I mean, it
yeah,
has
I
happened
don't
too
see it.
many
I
times
think
for club not to take it seriously.
exactly no. This will go around now. It's probably got it's going to go around even more. Others might speak up. Others already probably speaked up. So yeah, I don't see it, to be honest. It'll be very hard for him to come back to a big club again. I don't see it.
Ooh, my goodness. I feel bad. I like that kid, and you know that anyway.
Yeah,
And
I don't think too bad, coach. He's still living the good life, and he's got a lot of money.
yeah,
He's fine,
here's the
and he's still playing football.
exactly, and he's playing it where he's gonna be one of the highest paid footballers in the whole world. Because I don't think he would have gone to Saudi without them at least tripling his salary.
Yeah, they played him quite. We don't know exactly yet, but yeah,
But
obviously
probably a lot of money. But
it's
irrespective of whether
yeah,
Cristiano Ronaldo called them or not, it
of
have
course
to be
it's
a
a lot
lot
of
of money
money
to convince him.
and tax free. Don't forget it's tax free
And
here.
tax free
So
too. So he's going to become a lot rich, irrespective of what happens. If he takes stock, he'd look back and maybe he didn't get to win the Ballon d'Or, become the best player in the world. But yeah, more importantly, it's business, and he'd be rich. His generations would be set forever.
yeah, I just think it's too late for
Uh,
that, unfortunately.
I have to sleep, guys. It's
All
2
right,
a.m.
Bobby. I know Dante will be leaving soon, but
Surprised you're still awake, Bobby.
sorry, what did you say?
here.
I'm like surprised Bobby's is still
I know
awake.
he does stuff.
Uh,
All right, Bobby. I'll
okay.
talk to you later. Hopefully we
Take care,
get
Bobby.
more good news. But Fabrizio did release a video, but I haven't seen anything new. I was expecting for Vince to update to see, but I did see Xavi as part of the title. Um, let's see. Here we have Please take your time. In all seriousness, how many minutes or how often do you see Maresca playing at Tower? Hand me down with them having so many wingers. Ooh, Dante answered that the other day. Dante, you didn't think he was going to be playing a lot. So I'll leave that question from Richard to you.
Let me just read it. Sorry.
Should I read it for you? I think
Yeah, go
overall,
ahead. Sorry.
he's saying how many minutes do you think he gets to play?
Estevao?
No, how many minutes do you think what's his name? Madueke gets to
Oh,
play?
Madueke.
Yeah, at
First of all,
Arsenal,
I
I'm
don't care
guessing.
because it's Arsenal. So I have no idea, to be honest, what's in Arteta's mind. That guy, who knows what's in that guy's mind, to be honest. He might be a starting left winger, but from what reports are saying, he's going to be a starting left winger, which will be interesting. Look, I have no idea, to be honest. I don't really care, but I have no idea how much minutes. Arteta is weird the way he's moving, so I have no idea what he's going to do, to be honest. But I still look. They wouldn't have signed him if they're not going to give him pretty good minutes. So yeah, how much I don't know.
Sure, Messi adds again good squad depth for them.
It's depth. It's something that they didn't have. Well, if Saka goes down, now they have a backup to him finally.
Interesting. Mark Gui, nothing new, and I don't think people have questions here. Sunderland have agreed to deal. Yeah, nothing new. We've been streaming for 2 hours 35 minutes. I don't know, Dante, anything else you want us to talk about, or should we call it a day? We've covered a lot.
I'm going to sleep as well, coach. So yeah, I think that's enough.
All right. That's enough for Dante. That's enough for me too. All right. I'm going to say thank you to Richard Hughes and Odeku Lushala. Thank you for joining. And Bernard, thank you for being part of the conversation, even though you're not a Chelsea fan, but you do know the club very well. Yusuf Gafar or Gafar, thank you for joining. And 1974, thank you for joining. Who else was here? Kaba Torre, thank you. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. Carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich each nights to new days begun. This heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue. Every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun. This heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights